Hey, we should be live, Joe.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like it. We're done. We should be getting people in here in a minute. Let me go to yeah, yesterday. Yesterday, I'm trying to read the chat and it's telling me the chat's disabled, and I'm fighting with the chat and I'm fighting with it, and I look up and I'm trying to do Justin's chat from earlier. Yeah. Oh, oh. Yeah, it was like after about 20 minutes of fighting with it, I realized what I did.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the electronic, I'm kind of in a tizzy because they redid all of my cable boxes with these new remotes,
Yeah.
and they don't tell you exactly what the hell they're going to do. You got a channel and you have a volume, but you used to have just a select number of channels you used to scroll down through, like about 30 of them. Now there's
Yeah.
hundreds of them.
Yeah, you should be able to go on the guide, and on the guide you should be able to click what you call it. Um like a favorite, like a heart or something, and then that'll be the only ones you watch, be the only ones you see. So that's what I did when I had to redo mine. I had to go through all the channels I got. I got 102 or something like this,
Okay,
and
so
I
I,
went down and
I just
I
pulled
put a
up the
little.
guide. I just pulled up the guide, but it doesn't give me a choice of. It tells me the time that they're on, and it goes to the right, but it doesn't allow me to select anything.
Okay, we got when we get TJ on, we're going to ask him because he got the same thing.
Now I got to figure out how to get out of this. You'd think there'd be an exit, wouldn't you?
The only way I get out of mine is I hit back.
So anyway,
Yeah, because this new one I got is completely different than what I had too. Lance, Waypoint, New England. Justin's in the chat. He's looking for a link.
yeah, well, I'm trying to figure out in my mind how to get the link up here on the. Doggone it.
It was the same link I've always got in on, Justin, so it ought to be the same link. Darn it. When did I do that? I didn't do it. Frank's here. Wonder if he knows where Jody's at.
Okay, so finally I have the chat up. So once I get the chat up, then I can.
You go to the little green shield up in the top left-hand corner of the screen,
I don't have a green. Oh, over there.
and then you go to copy link. Click on that.
Shut up, Justin.
Jesus, you're loud.
Jesus, you're loud.
Loud.
Oh, never
I'm on
mind.
the laptop.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, pin that sucker. Now I got to get rid of the emojis. I don't know why it just doesn't allow you just to permanently say hell no. Every time I go live, I have to go over to customization and change it.
Yep.
Oh, let's use the chat. Corey, Waypoint, Jody,
Okay, should be good to go now.
West
West
Haven,
Haven, how you doing? Frank Rizzo.
Daryl.
And his other brother, Darren.
Corey, how you doing? Uh, Have I got the right chat up? At 9:09 a.m., West Haven says Happy Monday.
Yeah.
Today's Tuesday, isn't it?
Tuesday all day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
today's Tuesday.
It's the right chat. Wrong day.
Okay. Well, you know, the way I've been having problems, I'm trying to figure out, is it me or is it?
Or is it Memorex?
Yeah.
So I was said, Paul, take your time. No rush. We're here for you. Corey posted the link. Cheers, Corey. Hi, everybody in the chat.
Hello, David.
Hi, everybody on the panel, apart from Justin. I've already told him to shut up.
God, you sound like Laura.
Mhm.
Yeah, well,
You've been hanging around Laura too much.
yeah, I can agree with that one.
Okay, I'm going to screen share what Corey put in the chat. It was kind of interesting. Let me know when can you guys see it?
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
see it.
Okay, here we go. Let me make. I don't know if full screen makes it any. Yeah, it does better. Okay, here we go.
That's an expensive fuck up
Oh,
right there.
no.
That's an Inspire right there.
That is. That's an Inspire 2 with about a $5,000 camera on it.
That looks like it's out of control.
Dude, that's when you fly you haul ass
We're
with the
going for a
boat underneath.
splash.
Yeah, you
That's
get
what
you try and get it over at least land, not over water.
I'm saying is what you do is you fly your boat or drive your boat underneath it and just drop the bitch. Let it fall into the boat.
Yeah, I'd be kind of like squeezing
What
my
the hell's
cheeks
on
right
it?
now.
Oh,
Good God.
oh, oh.
Yeah, there you go. There you
Yes,
go.
that guy's gonna try and grab it.
Grab that son of a bitch. He's lucky he
The
didn't.
bottom sinking, isn't he?
The thing is, you don't want to get hit by one of those blades. Oh, it lost a prop. That's what. That's why it's spinning out of control.
That's a cheek squeezing
Right,
moment.
the question has to be, what the hell was going on there?
The prop, one of the props came off.
Anybody?
You can see. Do what?
Why have we got no sound again?
I was gonna say, yeah, one of the props came off of it. That's why it was doing that.
Right.
He's
Looks like
lucky if they did recover it. It didn't finish it off. If they did recover it, he's a lucky guy because it started spinning less and less at the end, but it also started lofting down a little bit. So
Well, that's what I'm saying is you get the boat underneath it and just kill the motors and let it fall into the boat. At least you would have it to do a return
So
on
what
it.
was going on there? What?
It was missing a prop.
Jeff Crosby, no, that was a starting pistol. It
Can you
was
hear us, David?
Was that?
Can you hear us?
the barrel is not drilled all the way through.
David.
W drone.
Guess his sound isn't working.
Yeah, that was scary,
Can
Corey.
you guys hear me?
Yep.
Can you hear you?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, David, there was a prop missing on it. That's what happened.
Right. Yeah, I was having speaker problems, so I couldn't hear you a minute ago.
This
This laptop keeps connecting to some random speaker somewhere. So say hello to the neighbours, whoever's connected to it.
The phone call is coming from within the house.
I think it might be the flat upstairs speaker.
And of course, Laura shows up in the chat with her message of love and respect.
That's the way to get people to come to your channel, Laura. Call everybody stupid.
But let's be honest here. The only reason you guys go to Laura's channel is for the abuse. You love it.
What she doesn't know is I only go because David pays me.
Yes.
He gives us each $1 per show.
Captain Joe says unsubscribed. Here comes Lance. Hey, how you doing, Lance?
Oh,
Good
did you
morning,
see?
Lance.
I gotta try to find that video again, but some guy on YouTube was bashing the shit out of Ken Heron yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, some big ass creator got pissed off because he pointed out the fact that Ken was pushing scam products as sponsors. And apparently Ken copyright claimed him over an 8-second clip that he used, and he threatened to sue Ken. And apparently Ken removed the copyright claim because of it. But he was pushing those sensor panel glasses or whatever, those scam glasses that say that they're for colorblind people, but they don't really work. And he was dogging him about how he's pushing scam products and how scammy he is and everything. I just can't think. I was watching the video and then my fucking YouTube just decided to reset on me in the middle of it, and I couldn't find the video again. But he put it
So
out
what you're
yesterday.
saying people finally calling him out.
Oh
Morning,
yeah,
guys.
this wasn't a small creator. This creator was bigger than he was on
Yeah,
YouTube.
that's good. That's good. We got a few people in this industry that need to
But
be called out.
But I was in the middle of watching the video, and all of a sudden my YouTube decided to reload, and I fucking lost the video, and I don't know what the guy's channel was. I
You're
was
not
gonna
going
finish.
to go into your history.
I wasn't watching it.
There you go,
What?
Justin. It's there.
What?
Corey's posted it.
Oh, what the video?
Think so.
Let's see.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Good morning,
sir.
guys.
Hi, Lance. And fucking a minute. I'm just going to go and listen to some YouTube drama. Because we all
I
love
hear
it.
you doing a hyperlapse.
Yeah, I am. Of course. It's kind of like you and your printer.
Well, my
I'm not doing
printer's
my-
been working.
If I'm not doing my hyperlapse, I need to send my drone to Justin.
Yep, that was the guy. Yeah. Corey. I did.
Yeah, my printer's been working.
Oh yeah, look at that. Cool. More landfill.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Do you see this sucker here? This weighs 5 pounds.
No way.
I mean, it's got to be at least 3. That's how heavy it is. The whole
no
bottom of it's weight. It's all weight, and then it's loose.
Okay. Is it just for decoration or is there a use?
It's just for decoration.
Okay, cool.
I figure I've got a 7-year-old niece that she's gonna get probably one of these. I don't know which one yet. And then I might give the other one to my daughter. I might give this one to my daughter. Give this one to the niece because I can put candy in it.
Oh yeah.
I can
Cool.
slide candy in it. Man,
Yep.
for the granddaughter, I made this because she don't need a lot of candy.
Yeah.
And then there's another cousin, like Charlotte, is a little bit older. I'll make one about twice the size for her.
Okay.
Yeah, that was it, Corey. That was the video. Yeah, he was dogging the shit out of Ken. I got about 5 minutes into the video, and then my YouTube decided to reload.
But Lance, this egg right here, 8.5
Yeah.
hours.
Wow. So
This one
did
was
you do
4
that
hours.
overnight? Okay.
Yeah, I started last night at 9 o'clock. It ended at like 5 this morning. A
Now,
little more than 8.
what's the difference between that one that's 8.5 hours and 5 hours?
You see all the holes in this one?
Oh yeah, it's got a tighter ribbon, right?
This one's all from here to here is almost solid
Okay.
because it's got different layers. That if you, I don't know why they even put it like that, because what it does, it just keeps coming up in like petal, you know.
Well, what's too bad is it doesn't have a screw bottom or screw top.
Yeah, it'd be nice. You could unscrew the bottom and fill it with candy and then give it to them.
Yep.
This one here, at least, it's wide enough that you can get some small stuff and throw it inside.
Well,
I
you're
think they
learning.
look cool. I think they look cool just like that.
You're learning.
I didn't realize this was gonna be as heavy as it was. So that's probably gonna be the daughter's because it's so heavy.
Yeah, if you threw that at a person, it's liable to hurt, right?
Shoot, when I went to pick it up, I said, "You God darn it!"
Andrew
I'm
says,
trying-
Joe, you could start a 3D printing company.
Oh hell no! And I'm trying to perfect like a little coin. They have USA Drone Flyer on YouTube like that.
Oh yeah.
And if I could get that to where the size is right and the thickness is right, I just need to make sure I've got everything. This looks like it's gonna work, but I realized afterwards that the on the side it's off a little bit.
Okay.
It's not even the little ridges. So now I need to go back in and turn it to make the ridges right. Once I get the ridges right, I'm thinking about making them about 50 of these and giving them to Johnny to throw out on the table down there at South Florida in a couple of weeks.
Well, what about if you had a small little bench grinder, a sander, and you just kind of rotated it on there and took those edges off?
Now I want the edge. I want the edge like that. It's got
Okay.
it's got a like a beveled edge.
Okay,
when I
like a
put-
coin
when I-
does.
Yeah, when I put the other piece on there, I forgot to even them out.
Okay.
That's easy. It's an easy fix. I just got to go do it.
Have you guys seen Bob Dempsey's poker chips that he had made for his meetup in November?
I saw Marcus Crawford has them too.
Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That may have been
Yeah, I was
Willie
gonna-
had his idea. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna do it, but shoot, they're expensive. I think for 100 of them it was gonna cost me like almost $200.
Hyperlapse is ready to complete.
So 50 cents a piece is the cost, huh?
Something like that. When you got Marcus Crawford money, it don't matter. Dude, I gotta wait till football season to order new stickers. I
Frank,
have enough to get me to do.
Frank says you should jump on the big printer, 800 by 800 by 1,000. They only want $12.95 for it. You
Well,
printer
mine-
guys, you know what that is. I
They
have not.
finally
got it.
put a
Yeah,
price
so
out on
I-
that, huh?
Mine's big enough.
Oh, I know it is cold down in Florida right now,
It was
Chilly right
33 right now.
and the wind's fucking blowing too. It's
Like yesterday, I went out by Fontainebleau Park,
52 right
sat
now.
there, I had my little Wendy's $5 bag, and I was sitting there eating, and I was getting ready to fly to Avada through the trees and through the little playground there. And I looked up and I said, I wasn't even paying attention. I looked up and I went, "Oh hell no!" I grabbed the Before You Fly, and that sucker said I was getting 34-mile-an-hour gust. I said, "Well, I'm not flying here. I'm not about the flags were going like that."
Yeah,
I said, "Oh hell no!"
So you guys are having bad weather down there?
It's 52 right now, and it's pretty strong winds
I
outside
got
too.
bright sunshine, but cold. Let's see what it was 30. It's 39 now. It was 33 half hour ago. So it's going up to I think 68 today.
Yeah, we have winds, current winds of 13 to 20 miles an hour. Like
By
gusts
the
and stuff.
way, I can notify you when there's rain or
I think the temperature goes right back up tomorrow though.
Yeah,
Uh,
we're actually at 35. We're going to 60.
Yeah, go up. No, it's gonna be cold tomorrow and then it'll start going back up again. The evenings will be colder though, all week.
Oh, good morning. What? Look on here.
Yeah, a few degrees colder than
Oh.
here, Daryl.
Oh. Loki said he want to say hello to y'all.
Hey, Loki.
20
He
yards.
cute.
Yeah, he's something else.
He loves his daddy.
I'm the only one that's really taking good care of him all his life. Oh, I know. I know how you feel. I know how you feel.
Now, how old is Loki?
He's gonna be 10. He's been with me for about 2 years. And like yesterday, I was saying, you like this house. This is a house where you got food in your dish. You're not hungry. You don't have to beg for food. You got other dogs to play with. You got one that runs the shit out of him. He's got the run of the place. He's not put in a cage. The only time he gets locked up behind something is if somebody comes in the house and I've got to move him to a back or something.
Well,
But he's
that'll
a smart,
bluster about
he's
nothing.
smart, good dog.
I'm not gonna lie, Andrew, that sounds a little creepy. He said Loki give daddy a kiss.
Give me a kiss. Thank you so much. You need to brush your teeth though.
Oh yeah. Paul, while you were gone, Daryl actually stopped by your house.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, knocked on the door, but you had already left for the hospital. It was the day you left. And then
If
he went
Daryl
down
knocked
to
on
the
the front
bridge.
door and his other brother Daryl went around the back.
And then he went over to the bridge and I don't know if he flew around, but he did go over and look at the
Yeah, let's
bridge.
go this way. Let's go this way.
Sorry, Mr. Daryl.
Go this way.
But I probably, even if I'd have been here, I wouldn't have been much company, that's for sure. Here's my current weather right now.
He said he didn't fly, he just took a few pictures of it.
There are strong rumors that we're going to get a weather system from the US that's going to slow down over the Atlantic and it's going to give us 14 days of non-stop rain. So I might have to send you some lawsuits if we get flooded.
Uh,
So is it coming from the US? There, Justin.
Got an accent?
What?
So David, have you been running your new printer a lot?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right on the
Have I got any prints out of it? No.
So it's you think it's a learning curve, or you think it's just?
No, I think it's a pile of shit. I won't buy bamboo again.
Well, you said that the last time.
No, this was because I got that voucher, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. My future printers will lead elsewhere. Maybe the one Joel's got.
Joe, which printer is it you have?
Anchor make
Anchor.
M5.
Anchor, okay.
Yeah, I had my first jam day before yesterday. Yeah, the first jam, and it was my fault.
What do
I
you mean
knew I
how
jammed it.
close?
Well, I knew I jammed.
What do you mean how close is the bridge to the border? Literally,
Andrew, that is the border.
yeah, the bridge connects the borders.
Connects Canada with the US.
Get off my lawn.
The other night I was changing the filament, and
Oh, Laura's waiting for you to pass the bamboo over to her.
so the other night I was changing the filament, and it starts to retract. And what you do is you don't pull it. You just let it retract a little bit till it gets loose, and then you pull it. And I pulled it, and when I pulled it, I felt something like pop. And what
What's
it
up,
did is
Donald?
it broke off a little freaking piece of filament right there in the top of it. So
Well-
I had to actually take the housing off and take the hose off the top. And then I used the pin and went through and pushed it down, and it went right in. It was sort of working then. But I didn't have to take anything else apart.
I think Night Train was
Yeah, we're not going to go down that route because I've been discussing this with Bamboo quite a lot, and they have admitted there's certain parts of this printer that are not working as should, and they're sending me spare parts.
So you're an infield mechanic for Bamboo.
I'm
Beta
freaking
testing.
confident.
Oh, he says it's not the printer. It must be reference to the operator.
Well, if it's the operator, then speak to Bamboo because they are the ones that are definitely saying there's problems with the printer.
Hey, Donald Doss is here.
Yep. Good morning, guys.
How you doing?
Morning, Donald.
I'm doing good.
What don't you like about the Bamboo, David?
What? Who was that?
That
Lance.
was Lance.
It's having a lot of issues.
Stop.
It's shit, yeah.
Yeah, you can call it that.
Night Train. It says its issue is not to accept David.
Well, unfortunately, some people you won't be able to.
I said stop. Yeah, he listens.
It's having issues with the bed that suddenly randomly drops, and sometimes it comes back up and clicks the print and drags it. It's got a heat issue. It's got a fan issue, and they're all being replaced. And if that doesn't fix it, then they're going to replace the whole printer.
So you're kind of like a test pilot for them, huh?
Yeah, 120.
I just don't think at the moment they want another printer going back, which is understandable. They'll all get clogged up in the system of the return of the A1s.
Donald. Laura wants to know who let Miss Doubtfire on here.
Well, Mrs. Doubtfire is actually cooking right now. So, oh, Daddy, I'm making stuff, don't you know?
Give Laura a big hello.
I'm waiting for
Good
Donald
morning,
to do a
dear.
Doubtfire cooking video.
Yeah.
I don't know why I come on here for abuse.
It's as good a place to be abused as any, Donald.
I was going to say, I can go anywhere and get abused.
They have to pay for such things, Donald.
It's not as expensive as you'd think.
Now I see you
Don't set the boobs alight.
you put a spit cover on your microphone, Justin, right?
A spit cover.
Yeah, it goes around the outside. We didn't
Oh, the
use to be-
filter.
Your pop filter.
It's a pop filter, not a spit cover.
Well, stop spilling your pop all over the microphone. Oh my. Yeah, it's gonna be a nasty bunch of days. This whole week is gonna be nasty here.
It's going to be nasty after tomorrow up here in the Northwest.
They're calling for the prognosis for here, the weather report is every day cold, every day rainy, every day, some days snowy. Rain, snow mix all the way until next Monday.
Do you have ice on the lake?
No. Not yet. Well, I would imagine northern they do.
Sean called me a big baby.
Who called you big baby?
Sean did. Because I messaged him. I said, fuck Ada 64. I said, I can't figure out how to do this bullshit. He was like, I'll just build you a sensor panel, you big baby. I was like, okay. Because it's not that easy to do.
It's not hard to use Ada 64.
Well, the problem is too is one, I've never used it before too, and the videos aren't that great on showing you how to do it on YouTube.
No, I found that a lot of the videos they go, you do this, and you're like, right, what did you do?
Yeah, it's and a lot of them, they don't want to go through the setup of showing you actually how to build the panel. They just show you how to like start the program up and stuff.
Yeah,
And
but there's a reason for that. Because they can create the panels themselves and sell them. You've seen how much Ada sell them for.
Yeah, $30, and if you buy 2 of them, you get 1 free. I'm not paying $60 for 3 panels. Fuck that. So
What's it for, Justin?
it's a sensor panel for your computer, so you can monitor all your like your CPU usage, and GPU, and RAM, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
What the fucking hell was that?
You're not gonna pay $60 for 3 of them?
No, those things are expensive. It's literally
much
just
is
a virtual
How much
panel.
is your time worth?
I don't know.
Well, if you do it yourself,
I've spent like 4 or 5 hours playing around with the program, and it's just being a pain in the ass. So,
Hey, Don, you want to talk about how much your time's worth? I shot that all-star soccer, boys and girls, did their team pictures. That was about 8.5 hours out there on the field, doing the 2 games and doing the team pictures. Then it took about 2 hours worth of editing, right? So I've got about 13 hours invested into that game, and I made a whole $20.
oh no.
No way.
Like $1.82 an hour.
I'd
That
quit.
is crazy.
16th of March, in it.
Well,
They reopen the lots, so they should be
Are you-
reopened.
are you waiting for orders to come in on it, or?
Is that right, Paul?
Well,
No,
Yeah,
they
wait, I've
said
got
the
it out there.
22nd.
22nd. Oh,
Yeah.
Saturday.
No,
This coming Friday, Saturday, yep.
Yeah, it's out there waiting for orders. It's just like, I was thinking it was because it was between paydays, and then payday hit, one person ordered, and she only ordered like, $27 worth of pictures or something like that. So it's like, It's like, it's, I do it for the kids, but I'd like to get paid something, you know?
Right.
You
But
know,
that's the
I
problem
haven't-
with doing stuff on spec.
Yeah,
You were speculating that you'd get more orders, and
well, what gets me, these are the top players in the state. On the boys, the top 21 on each group.
Oh,
You got 84 kids.
no.
84 kids that are the top special play,
Right, right.
senior players in the league for high school soccer. All of them are all-stars. And it's like, I don't see why they wouldn't
Good
buy
boy.
He's a
pictures.
good boy. No, she's
But this is the third year and this is the worst year right now. I usually make about $300 total off of them. You know, it's like, and I can live with that because I'm out there doing it so they'll have pictures, the ones
Yeah.
that want them. You
as I
know?
say, that's still for 13 hours of work isn't too good. $300, but
Oh, I guarantee you, because I make I did 2.5, 5 hours worth of work for North Shore Track, and I'm gonna
I put,
make $2,400
thing in
on
the
that,
rear.
you know, profit.
see, that's pretty good.
Just stop the bed dropping.
I can deal with that.
Yeah, there's actually a piece off this failed print.
There's your kids.
But you know, it's the principle right now. I got to decide whether I want to tell them no, I can't do it next year.
How much have I got left?
16.
Yeah, because you're pretty much at that point, like almost doing it on commission, huh?
So one that-
Because they're
Yeah.
not paying you to come out there. You're paying you there. You're just
Right,
hoping that somebody,
He's going out there and shooting in hopes that he
Hoping
gets
that-
orders.
right? Yeah.
And
So shooting
you
on-
know, I'm putting them out, and this is what gets me. I'll have 30 parents say, where the picture's gonna be. I'll put my business card out there with the site. They'll be on this site. Then as soon as I get the actual site, I'll send it, you know, 'cause it's got my general site that they can go to and they'll see it. But it'll
They ask,
be
but then they
listed.
don't ever get it.
Well, I've had people order 6 months later too, you know?
Looks like.
Like the
And
NBC.
then Sean Esker, which is the coordinator, he'll send out the group email to all of them, showing them exactly where the site's at. They
Yeah,
got action
come
pictures
here.
and they got the regular pictures, you know, it's not a priority if the season's over, that's the whole problem.
Yeah. Which printing? Yeah, those are all supposed to be the same size.
You might put them on.
Yeah, I've got football parents already asking me how to pay for the package next year. And we already have the date set up for July.
Hmm.
I think it's July 22nd, 23rd or something like that. We got
Okay.
2 or 3 days shooting the team pictures. So I've already got parents asking me about football.
Oh, he's in his classroom, Andrew.
Yeah. I just got here. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
can you?
Yes, sir.
As he mutes and shuts his camera off.
Lance is in the classroom.
Can you still hear me, guys?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Zoom has got a new driving feature thing now where it says drive safe and it's really weird. Wonder if it's brand new. Anyway, I finally made it.
Zoom installed a few extra AI features this week.
Yeah, that's probably it.
What would be a promotion in your company, Daryl? I mean, would you like be over a traveling crew or something, or would you be staying at home working in the office, or what?
I flew a ship yesterday, Paul.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
How'd it go?
Good. I did a day to night. So it's at the grain terminal. So
Uh-huh.
I did it on the way in the morning and flew a waypoint. And then on the way home, it was beautiful. And I flew the same waypoint on the way home. So I'm going to try to
Oh, good.
see how it turns out. And my Air 2S is supposed to come today, finally.
Now that's the one you're getting out of France?
No, that one never came. I got my money.
Okay.
It must have been a scam. It said it was in New York for like 5 days, and then it said it left New York, and I waited another 5 days, and it never came. So I contacted eBay, and eBay said, "Yep, we can't find the tracking number anymore. We reimburse your money." So
All right.
I ended up getting a used one from Adorama.
Okay.
That'd be good for you, Daryl. Be able to be home more.
Adorama camera. I've got a cart sitting over at Adorama right now that I'll probably never buy. I got all the new Nikon Z9 or X9 or whatever it is. The bodies, the lenses to go with it and everything. And it's like $42,000 just sitting there. They keep saying, "Did you forget something?" No, I know it's there. But there's no reason for me to buy $42,000 worth of cameras.
Hey, Joe, maybe you know, what's the difference between the DJI Mini 4 Pro and the Mini 3 Pro?
The number.
One.
Yeah.
2 cameras.
Sorry, Bob.
I say I can count. It's one.
Well, I hope you get it,
Two-
Daryl.
2 cameras. I think the flight time's a little bit longer.
Yeah, so what's the difference?
I think it's 360 avoidance.
When I said a number.
Yeah, I
Because
think
I
it's
see
360.
they've got some open box, body only, Mini 4 Pros available on eBay for like $479.
Bullshit.
That don't sound
Nah.
right.
I'd avoid it, Paul.
Sounds like a scam.
I'd just scam you at full price. Why not? I'd fool more
One
people that
body
way.
only, that could just be the shell.
You put it like $50, maybe $75 cheaper than most other companies have it. And then people will be like, "Oh yeah, that's not a bad deal." And then they'd be more willing to go for it. And you walk away with more money per customer. I'm telling you, man, these scam artists are idiots when they put shit that low.
Okay, there it is. And I looked at it and I put it in my save my watch list. The next thing you know, I get a offer.
Yeah, they're trying to get that
I
money.
could buy it for $487.59, $42.40 off, and
That's an automated thing.
How does
If you sell on eBay, you can actually now, if somebody puts something in the watch list, you can actually give them an instant offer.
yep,
how does eBay not flag that and compare these prices to MSRP prices and say something ain't right?
Please read. Drone is open box, new condition with remaining manufacturer's warranty. Mini 4 Pro with.
Like, you think they'd have an algorithm that would see that and then go look up an MSRP on the product and say, "Yeah, something's wrong. It's a way too low."
No
price."
batteries or anything, but just the drone. No,
Stick to your Air 2S.
no.
Yeah,
control.
Daryl. I don't buy shit off eBay. I hate eBay.
Yeah, stick to your Air 2S.
eBay is so scammy.
Well, the thing of it is I have that Mini 3 Pro.
And the controller won't work.
Yeah.
You do not have a controller to work with it.
You're better off going on Amazon and looking for an open box price.
You need the RC2 to control the 4.
Yeah, the controller I sent you is the RC, regular RC. It's OC3. That's OC4. You need a controller and everything.
Okay.
So
In other words, if you lost one and you want to replace it, this probably be a good buy for you.
if it was true,
Wonder how much eBay pays out every year because of scams out of their own pocket.
but stick with your Air 2S. You
Oh,
got a
I
better
love
drone.
my 2S.
eBay's probably one of the hardest places to scam now, because unless you can actually manipulate the listing, eBay hold the money for so long and they don't pay it out. So they just work on that one or two people that refuse to complain.
Well, honestly, to be honest, eBay should hold the money until you receive the item, period.
They
I
do.
agree.
No, they
You do.
don't, because Paul shipped stuff out and gotten the money a day or two after he shipped it, before they even received the items.
But off eBay,
Yeah.
plus it's supposed to be held by PayPal for 30 days.
No, they don't do that. They hold it for about 8 days.
I think Best Buy's price match is only to another legit company, though.
It is.
Jody. Like, it has to be like Walmart or
Retail, brick and
Amazon
mortar.
or something. Yeah, it has to be an actual legit retail store. Because like Walmart was, people would come in all the time when I was working at Walmart and they'd be like, "Can you price match this?" And it'd be some random ass website nobody's ever heard of. No.
Waypoint said that you can get the Mini 4 refurbished through DJI with the battery and controller for $609.
Just like we would only price match on Amazon if it was sold by Amazon. If it was sold by a third party, we didn't price match it. It had to be an item sold by Amazon. But if it was some random ass website and you'd come in and be like, "Look, they got the Mini 4 Pro for $200. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. You're not getting it for $200.
But that used to be a thing when they first brought out this store thing over here. People was actually creating their own websites and then going into the store and going, "Look."
Yeah, like Waypoint said, you can get a $600 refurbished one from DJI, a Mini 4 Pro with a battery and controller, but it's out of stock right now. But at least that's legit when you order that. I mean,
All right, Gary Cap.
I'm looking at DJI's website, the Air 2S. They're out of stock now.
Well, it looks like not all fail prints are bad.
like Jody, you might get away with that if that was actually sold by eBay itself. If it was an eBay item that was owned by eBay, you might be able to price match it, but definitely not a third party person selling on it. I don't think they would do it.
Yeah, but eBay don't sell anything. eBay's just the marketplace.
I thought eBay has their own warehouses that they kind of like
No.
Amazon does. I could have swore
No.
they do over here.
Definitely not over here.
Yeah,
They have started opening warehouses where Chinese sellers can store the stuff and sell it, but they still claim that it's
I don't
the
know.
seller.
I don't shop on eBay. I've seen too many people get scammed on there. I look at it like Facebook Marketplace. I won't buy shit off Facebook Marketplace unless it's a local pickup. If I can come to your house and look at it, then I'll come over and look at it. And then it's got to be, what neighborhood am I going to? Because if I'm going into some sketchy ass neighborhood, I ain't going. Like, if you know your area, you know what areas not to go into. Those aren't
Is your
the
video
areas you go
Paul?
to pick something up.
What's that? Oh yeah. That's the one that Lance did.
Oh, the colors are beautiful.
And it's choppy.
Lance, you shoot you don't shoot anything in video, you shoot it all in photos, right?
No, I shoot video as well. I do both.
Y'all see the cryptic release post today has to be the new dock. what is that, Daryl? The dock. I'm assuming it's something drone related. Maybe a docking station or something for a drone.
Now, you see, if I had extra money right now, DJI has got a refurbished Flymore combo Air 2S for $889.
Ooh,
That's not a bad price. They have the whole
that's
setup.
not for Flymore combo. That's with 3 batteries and everything.
It has 3 batteries. You got the controller again, but you don't.
The
you
smart
get rid of that.
controller?
No, it's just a regular.
Oh, regular controller.
But
Alright,
you,
give me
but
a
you pay
second.
you look in the drone and 3 batteries, $889. That's pretty good. Get all the extra propellers and everything else. I'd buy that and leave it in the box. I take the batteries out. That's all I'll use.
Backup, yep.
So do you guys see this building right up here where my mouse is?
Holy shit, Dan. Holy crap. You are
What?
lucky that let me show you. He's lucky this did not catch fire while he was sleeping. Here, let me share the screen. Watch this.
Alright, now see, that'll make me mad. Look at this. I go to bed,
Oh, man,
and I
good,
wake up,
good.
my whole front portion of my Alienware laptop has parted. And when I go to look underneath it, look at this. It blew apart because the battery expanded. So now I gotta get a whole new faceplate and replace the battery.
Oh, it's still working.
Oh,
He's
man.
lucky.
That makes me mad.
Yeah, he is. He's lucky that didn't fucking catch fire while he was
Yeah.
Damn.
That makes me.
Still working.
Well,
Because he's
me
got
wanna
it.
go
He's got
around.
he's
Plug
got
in.
it. He's got it plugged in.
Yeah, but shouldn't the battery fault cut it out?
because-
No, even if a
No, when
battery's
a battery
bad.
swells, it'll.
Yeah, you can still run a laptop without a battery in it as long as
The
it's plugged
electric
in.
and battery power are separate.
Yep. In fact, I've got an old MacBook downstairs that had a swollen battery, and I just popped the battery out and it plugged it in.
Yeah.
I can
Oh,
do
you
that with
kitty
this
cat
laptop.
now. That's a cute kitty cat.
They
Meow,
say
meow.
you're cute. Are you cute?
Hey, Lance, put
That-
that video
that guy
back
said
up. I
you're
want to see that
cute.
building, what it was. I want to see what that building was.
That is nuts. Hey, you're really lucky, Dan.
Yeah. Very lucky.
That could have been a bad situation there.
Yep.
Now you want to
ahead,
go
back to your video,
outside.
Lance.
Now you want to go outside, Dan, and drill a hole in it to relieve the pressure.
Make sure it's nice and charged first.
And
Yes.
Bring
Make sure
bring a
you
bucket of water.
Don't
charge
let
it
it
up. Dan.
drain.
So what building we're talking about? The one to the left?
This one right here. You see that?
Yeah.
That's that high school that I flew when I showed you guys a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
They look like the castle, look like a castle. That's the high school.
On my screen right now, Lance, is still the ship video.
No,
Yeah, that
it's,
building up and on
up-
top
Right up
left
here
hand
in the
corner.
top left.
Yeah, the high
Oh,
school
way
up
up on the
there.
hill. Okay.
That's
Yeah.
the one that
Top
looks
left,
like the Harry Potter castle.
Yeah,
That's the one where
Hogwarts.
the film 10
10
things
thing-
about
are you
Ten-
cute?
It's 10 things I hate about you.
yeah.
It's where he drives off the cliff in the moped. When he was leaving the parking lot.
It's right back there.
I ain't gonna lie, that's a cool ass high school. Like
Yeah.
that's the type of
Hey,
high
was-
school you see in movies. Like,
And what's that, a
literally.
grain
Justin?
silo?
You
right there?
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Justin?
Train.
The high school, the stadium was voted second nicest high school in the United States.
Well, you don't see buildings like that used as schools.
Because of the
Oh, yeah.
view, of course.
Well, not only that, it's just a really cool old style, like Gothic castle type look to it too.
Used to be a hotel. and it caught fire. And in fact, I don't know if it ever was a hotel. They were going to make it a hotel, and then it caught fire, and then they made it a school.
10 Things I Hate About You. That was one that was based on Taming of the Shrew, right?
I don't know what it was based on. It was the one with Heath Ledger in it.
Was it a story about two sisters
Yeah, and
And
their dad
one
was like
was-
overbearing,
and one sister was
really uptight.
really, yeah.
Yeah, and then
And the other
Heath
sisters?
Ledger dates the uptight one and like loosens her up so the younger
That-
daughter can date.
That's Shakespeare. That's Taming of the Shrew.
Yeah, because the dad won't let the younger daughter date unless the older one does because he knows that she doesn't want to date anybody. And so then she hires Heath Ledger to woo her sister. Or no. The guy that's trying to hook up with the younger sister hires Heath Ledger to go after the older sister, and then they end up falling for each other. But the funniest part about the shot of the high school was he was leaving the parking lot and he almost hits a car and he fucking drives his moped off the cliff down towards the stadium area.
Yep. I didn't know you liked Shakespeare.
I like the movie, so I guess I like Shakespeare. The movie was funny. But Dad kept making him go around wearing the pregnant belly thing. Kept telling his daughters, he was like, 16-year-olds only get pregnant when they're on crack cocaine.
Yeah, that wasn't in the original play.
Oh, I'm sure it wasn't. I don't think meth was a big thing back then.
Well, the sad part is history probably doesn't record a lot of that, but they had their own ways of smoking and chewing and doing stuff.
Oh, they used to do what was it they used to smoke in like the tents back in the Western times? It was
Opium?
Yeah, it was like a opium.
Hashish.
Yeah. They had the opium tents back in the day, back like during the Western times, Cowboys times.
In the Wild West.
Because actually, they show one of them in Tombstone. Remember, when they walk in and he sticks a gun in the dude's mouth when he's hunting the Cowboys down. He's actually in an opium tent, and then when the Cowboys boss comes out and shooting his guns in the air and shit, that's what he comes out of, is one of the opium tents. He's all fucked up in the head. Oh, so he is running the laptop off the battery. He's trying to get the charge down on it though, so he can take it out safely. But Dan actually does a lot of battery modifications and stuff, so he knows a lot about that shit. So he should be all right.
Yeah, but is that battery built into the laptop or one? It looked like it was inside.
Yeah, it's built in. Almost all new laptops now, 99% of them, the batteries are built in. They used to be pop out, like modular units that you could pop out and replace.
Yeah, I like
Now
the
you got to
old-
take the whole fucking thing apart just to replace it. And it's just a couple of plugs you got to unplug and then put a new one in. I don't even know if it's worth fixing that. Well, I guess, I don't know how old that laptop is, but
Yeah, how old is the computer? Of course, knowing him, he's probably updated everything on board.
Alienware's not bad. It's pretty good laptop, so. It showed an i7 on there on it when he was showing the video, so sure it's not too old.
Today'd be a good day to fly. When it gets up to about 60 degrees.
I imagine a battery probably be less than $100.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. I was gonna make coffee.
But even if you spent, say, 200 fixing that laptop, it's still cheaper than going out and buying a new one because Alienware's ain't cheap.
I was looking at Alienware for the PC, and that was, ooh, geez.
Oh, you should see the computer AZ has, the Corsair one. God, that's a fucking nice ass computer. $5 grand for that computer.
Yep.
But it's got like all the top specs in it.
Oh,
I'm not complaining with my 1700.
Oh no, yours is still good.
I got a 7th, 11th generation i7 and a 3070 GeForce.
I mean, shit, anything over a 10 or higher on the generation, you're golden by today's standards still. I mean, you can get away
I
with an
just-
older one than that, but
Yeah, I wish I'd have spent the other $100 and got the instead of 32 RAM 64, but it's good.
32's good enough to do anything. I mean, 64 is obviously better. 128's just overkill.
Yeah. I haven't seen a need for 64 yet. Let's put it that way.
No, because most, like I said, there's almost everything that you're gonna do. Even if you were running like DaVinci or something, you wouldn't need 64.
Yeah.
You'd be fine with 32.
Well, Filmora and DaVinci run about the same, so it's not a problem. I mean, one thing I've noticed though too, well, change that internet speed over. I had to upload those pictures to for North Shore Track, and I had 126 items, line items, and usually it takes about 2 to 3 minutes for it all to load in. I pressed the button and went, whoop, it was finished. I'm like, oh God. Yeah. Had to go back and make sure I sent the right file. I
Well,
was
that's
finished
what's
in
great
about 10
about your,
seconds.
well, that's what's great about that PC you have. You could always upgrade it later on if you want.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought about going ahead and get the 64 and putting it in, but then I said, no, I'm good.
Yeah, you don't really need it.
well, what
I
you
mean-
want, what I always wondered, if people don't overbuy stuff they don't really need as much as what they bought just because they didn't want to have to deal with it later. And they never get to the point where they're using any capacity that they purchased.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I could easily get 2 more 16 gig cards and do 64. You know what I'm saying? For another 60, 70 bucks, but I don't need to.
Well, Windows 11 will only allow you up to a maximum 128 anyway.
I don't see why you need 128. Like I said,
You
that's
don't.
fucking
But
overkill.
that's what I'm saying. It will only recognize up to 128. So I've seen people going, oh, I'm going to get 264. Yeah, good luck with that.
Plus, when you start going up into like 32 gig card or RAM sticks, that's when it gets expensive. If you stay at 8 or 16 cards, it's not a bad, they're not bad price.
Tell you what, I'll give Bamboo credit. The freaking magnet's strong on the bed.
Jody, I like my $200 computer with Windows 7. I don't think that was anybody we knew. That was Daryl that I think posted it. Or who was the one that posted the video of the drone?
That
Out
was
of control.
Corey Mono.
Oh yeah, it was Corey.
Oops.
Hey, Jonathan, if you want to check this video out, there's one in there, a bigger creator bashing on Ken Aaron. calling him a scammy and shit because of the products he's pushing on his
Right,
page,
moving to the other room.
on his YouTube.
Is that the guy that got the claim on him?
Yeah, and then I guess he removed it because he threatened to sue Ken over it because it was a bullshit claim. Because it was only 8 seconds of video that he used. And he got a hold of YouTube and threatened to sue Ken. I guess Ken removed it from what he said. I didn't get to watch the whole thing. I got about 5 or 7 minutes into it, and then my YouTube reloaded on me and I lost the video.
I wish I was big enough to have a YouTube spat with somebody.
Because this guy's got 300,000 subs, so he's about twice the size of Ken. But he was apparently pushing those colorblind glasses
Mm-hmm.
and those things, from what I've seen too, because I've seen other creators talk about them, and they've proven that they're kind of just bullshit. They're not real. And
Well, they're bullshit in the claims that they make, that some people make.
well, they were talking about like all the reaction videos people were doing where they were like having somebody wear it and they're like, oh my God, I can see. It was like they were seeing black and white. Now all of a sudden they're seeing colors for the first time type thing. Is the way that
No,
they were reacting.
It does block some colors and allows their, because it has to do with the cones and rods, and it blocks some colors and allows the other, either the cones or the rods, to take precedence.
Daryl said, what do you want to have a spat about? Apparently he's challenging Donald.
Yeah, I want to have a spat with a larger YouTuber.
Oh, let me get a hold of Matt for you. There we go. No, you did have a spat with him.
Okay. Not a larger YouTuber as in their weight.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's not fair. Matt's not on here to attack me back.
Yeah, we noticed that. I noticed that too, Jonathan, when I watched it. Yeah, one of the propellers was missing.
Come on, say, Donnie.
What drone was it, like a year or 2 or 3 ago when they were making them? One of their selling points is that if you were to lose a prop, it would still fly. Was it that American-made drone on the East Coast?
It was a quad. It was like a quadcopter though. It was that one that you sit in and fly around.
Oh, okay.
It was the one. Whoever was on here promoting that one day said they were working with the company or something. Somebody was on your show one day saying that they were doing something with the company promoting it or something. But it's got more than 4 propellers, so it can do that if it loses one or props.
Which one?
It's that one you sit in, and the one that they're trying to tour around the country that you can pay to fly in. It's like a sit down one where you can sit in. It's a little 1-seater. You can fly around on it, but it's got like 6 or 7 props on it. So if one of them goes out, it can still fly. Oh, and Daryl says the M300 and the M350 do. So apparently it can compensate for if it loses a prop. You think they would design that in all their drones?
Well, at least you'd think it would be designed in all drones to at least get to a safe point and land, you know?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if it's physically possible to do that like on one of the foldable drones where it could compensate for that, but I'm sure, I mean, it could be done maybe. Let me see what Matt is doing. See if he's around.
Shoot, I don't have another game for a week. That's good.
Daryl said 67% done with mapping 573 acres this morning.
A lot of acres.
I was surprised how fast he could do that many acres though. Like he had one day, I think it was like 1,200 or some shit, and he did it in like an hour or two, like pretty quick. I was amazed how quick he was able to do that much because that's a lot.
You see that new drone that's coming out? God, let me find the name of it. Spectra or something like this. It's on
Oh yeah, the one
Amazon.
that looks like the Air 3 clone.
It's an Air 3
We
clone.
were talking about that the other day.
And they were
It looks
talking
like-
about it last night on Drone Nation. Lauren that has some insight with DJI and everything. He wasn't really saying anything, but he was saying that, you know, they were saying it's possibility that it's a clone company of DJI, and they're
Get
doing
around
that
new
in
law.
case they get banned. Yeah, Spectra.
Well,
mean,
how's
it
that going to
was-
work if they're out of Hong Kong though?
Well, this is
Because
out
if you
of
go,
Malaysia.
I'm saying if you go to the Amazon store and
Yeah.
click on it, it says location Hong Kong, country of
Yeah.
origin.
Can fly with
Yeah, it does say Hong Kong.
John.
Yeah, if you click on the store or the actual store link, it says it's country of origin. So that ain't going to
I
do
guarantee
anything
you,
because
they're changing their name.
they're trying to ban all Chinese drones. So that would just get thrown in there.
Yeah.
They would literally have to start a company over here and literally not have any connection to China, which means they'd have to set up manufacturing, everything over here.
That's
And they
exactly the
couldn't-
Air 3. That's what it is.
They couldn't have any kind of like financial connection or anything. They'd have to be completely cut off from China in order for that to work,
Reason why I thought it would work.
which that wouldn't benefit China at all. So,
Gentleman named Windswept Robert on YouTube. I'll put a link in the description.
but if you look at the videos of the guys that actually have gotten their hands on the Spectrum drone,
Why? Can I go? Well, I'll see if
they've put it right next to an Air 3 and it looks identical. Every little curve on it, everything.
Yeah.
You would think you would
Yep.
never be able to tell the difference if you looked at two of them straight face to face. What is
It's
this?
exact same drone, I guarantee.
Oh no! Turn the camera around. Show the face. I was-
Yeah, I wouldn't be showing his videos, Paul,
This is a great.
because he tends to copyright people.
Engineered your drone. More on that in a moment. Right now, let's return to Confused Ken. Oh man, the other ones are okay.
Yeah, we were
Yeah,
just
he's a
talking about
legend in
that.
his own mind.
Yeah, he's a dick. I wouldn't be showing his videos. Dude, I could care less if anybody ever showed my videos as long as they didn't steal it and claim it was theirs. Other than that, I could care less. To me, that's free advertisement.
Yep.
If people are willing to show your videos, and that's free advertisement for your channel, especially if it's nothing negative. Yeah, I heard about that.
Hey, Easy.
David. DJI just opened their first store in New York 2 weeks ago. You know, you really think that they'd be halting on that until they know for sure what's going to happen.
Well, who was it that said, Greg Powell Institute, they were talking about the Chinese bill, and they're saying right now it's the people that have signed up for it is less than 1%. They said it's not going anywhere.
What?
The bill in Congress to ban them, less than 1% have signed.
Who has
to go
majority
with it.
control?
Huh?
Who has majority control?
Well,
in Congress?
majority in the House is different than the majority in the Senate.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know, but who
So-
has majority control?
Republicans in the House.
I wouldn't bet on that then.
Well,
they're
the people
more
I've talked to-
anti-Chinese than the Democrats. But if you look at the Senate, almost
No,
half the
Democrat.
senators in the Democrats in the Senate voted for it. So I don't know.
There you go. Got me update from Bamboo. They're shipping my parts.
When is it supposed to actually go through though? Like when are they
it's-
supposed to vote on it?
It's, I don't think it's getting out of anything.
It has not been put through to the House yet.
Yeah, it's all in committees.
And then once it gets sent to House, once it gets through Senate, it gets sent to House, and then
Well, it
House
got
has
through
to
the
take
Senate,
it up for a
so-
vote.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It got through the Senate. So when is it going to the House?
Yeah, but I don't think it
Okay.
got through the full Senate. It got passed out of the
Committee.
Senate subcommittee.
No, they voted on it in the Senate. It was like 260 to like 50, like almost 3/4 of the Senate voted on yes. That's what I'm saying. It already passed in the Senate. They said they were sending it to the Congress next.
Well, holy crap! I just got some
So-
good news.
What?
A client that I had
Yeah.
sent them a proof last Friday. Well, actually, I sent it, I think, Thursday, and I checked with them on Friday to see if they got it. And they go, "Yeah, we're looking at it, and we're going to send you a list of changes by the end of day."
Oh, what was it? Let me see here.
And that's never good. That means they're working on changes. They're going to send me a big long list. And I didn't hear from them Friday. I'm like, oh shit. Didn't hear from them all weekend. Didn't hear from them yesterday. I was going to call them today, and he just sent a message. Looks good. Let's move forward with it. Approved. All right.
That's good for
Always
you.
good when you hear that.
Uh-huh.
Well, so the Pilot Institute's saying less than 1% chance it will get through.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that's what they're
there's
saying.
yeah, but what I'm saying is they're so pro keeping it that I think they're blind to what's actually happening. As they keep saying that, but they're not. The problem is they're all looking at it from a drone perspective. They're not looking at it as a whole of an entire anti-Chinese. It's getting
Yeah.
bundled in with a bunch of other shit.
Mm-hmm.
The drone thing is one little
And-
tiny part of all that.
And
I
there's
think
a xenophobic, well, there's an anti-Chinese sentiment that is gaining momentum.
And they got blinders on because they think that it's just drones and that's all that's happening, and that's not the case. Everybody that's big in the industry keeps saying the same thing. Oh, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. I don't know, because even the Democrats are starting to vote on it. So when you got both sides going for it, yeah, you pretty much don't have a shot in hell to stop it. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow, Daryl, but yeah, it's going to be at some point. It's going to happen. There's just no way around it.
Well, it all comes to who wins out the push to shove. You know, you got millions of drones out there owned by federal government or state and local governments. They use it for law enforcement, border protection, all kinds of things. And for you to tell them that they can't fly them anymore, it's illegal.
They're not using it for the border. They're not allowed to. They're federal.
The state police is, the local sheriff is, everybody.
No, there's already been 5 or 6 states that have banned it on a state level too. Florida was one of them.
5 or 6 out of 50.
Yeah, but it's slowly. You got to remember, there's about 34 states that all agree politically together. They're the same ones that also are backing Texas in the border thing. They're all pretty much on the same page as far as.
I think it's a long shot at best.
I don't know. I wouldn't be putting blinders on and just assuming it's not going to happen. Oh, apparently Ken removed his entire Minefield Facebook group. Apparently he deleted it.
Why?
Got exposed for something, apparently. God damn it.
Well, just zip your zipper if you're exposed.
Go pee behind the building.
Mind. You're for someone who says he doesn't give a shit about Ken Heron, you sure do dig up a lot of dirt on him.
No, somebody sent me a message about it because we were talking about it. It said that his Minefield account was deleted on Facebook. I don't know. I'm not part of it, so I don't know if it is or not. That's just what they told me.
And it was exposed, but you're saying it was exposed for something.
Yeah, they didn't say what it was. They just said that he got exposed and
David, are they replacing the whole thing or are they just replacing parts?
Parts at the moment. I'm just messaging AZ back.
And when is that supposed to arrive? Because I remember you waited a long time for parts.
Well, I've had the email. I just showed the email that said it's going to be 1 to 3 days before the parts are shipped, but it should be within 48 hours of that. So hopefully by Monday.
Okay.
But one of the little fixes they told me to do was to put a piece of plastic underneath the bed next to the spindle thing. And that seems to have worked on them plaques. It stopped the bed dropping. So
is it
maybe.
gone, Donald? Were you looking?
Me?
Oh yeah. I didn't know if you were looking on Facebook or not.
No, I'm doing work.
Oh. Well, you said it like you were looking it up, so I was curious.
No, I was like, you seemed awful concerned about something you say you don't give a shit about. And me, I really don't give a shit about it. I went back to sending out this invoice and getting on with my business.
The Ken Heron fan club? What the fuck?
Take that check over to the bank later.
Oh, so you've got a check you can cash then?
Yep.
All right. Congratulations.
That's what these guys gave me a check the day that I shot, and I said, well, we'll wait. I'll cash it once you approve the spot.
Good
What's up,
for you.
TJ? Kind of got that from your last 6 comments, Daryl.
TJ is out and about.
So, what do you reckon about the latest scandal in the UK?
Which one?
Where is Kate?
Oh, yeah. Because there's no new pictures of her.
Well, they've issued not official pictures. It's not come from the royal family this time, but someone's taken a photograph of Prince William and Princess Kate at the local farm shop. But when you zoom in, you could clearly see it's not Kate.
I don't know. I don't really follow.
And
I don't either too much. I just saw that there was a thing that she put out a picture and it was all
Yeah,
chopped
that's
up
the
from
old
previous
news.
pictures.
And
And the new one was the car, right? They were in a car, and they said, "Okay, here's a picture," and somebody compared it, and it was an old picture or something.
Yeah. Well,
they showed a video of her last night on the news walking down the street. They said, "And here's new footage of Kate," and she looked really thin.
Yes, it's not Kate.
I could care about less about Kate is as much as I do Kim
However,
Kardashian.
the other scandal that's going on, and you know, the royal family are to issue a press release in the coming days. We've been told to prepare, right? The BBC News reporters have all been seen taken in their black suits. And yesterday, the Russia state media issued an exclusive worldwide thing to say King Charles had died. It's all like, that's all that everyone's talking about on Twitter. Is he dead?
What?
Is he dying? Is Prince Kate the one that's going?
Now, there was one about Elizabeth year doing the same thing.
Yeah, I seriously think
every time a royal decides, you know what, I just need a break, and they scamper off to be left alone. It's like, oh, where are they? Where are they? Oh my gosh, are they dead?
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, British people are like dogs when their master
No.
leaves the house.
It's not the British media. Right, be right back.
Well, it's because they become like the fucking Kardashians, you know. It's like tabloid type news.
Royal fans, I guess, not Royals fans. Those are in Missouri. But what would you call them? People who follow royalty.
British.
No, you have a lot of people in America that just.
Oh yeah, when like Princess Diana died, that was a big thing over here too.
Well, when they got married,
Diana was big across the world.
Yeah, when Chuck and Di got married, it was a big thing in the U.S.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Here was a commoner that was a city. It was like a fairy tale.
Yeah, a bit like Meghan and Harry.
Mm-hmm.
So Russian media stated that King Charles had died and had to do a retraction. Yeah. And it's now everyone's like putting two and two together, you know, BBC media taking in black suits, which they have to wear if royal pass away. Then you've got
what do you mean they have to wear?
It's protocol. If
Biden dies, my flag's staying at the top of the pole.
No. It's protocol over here for the BBC, the state media, to have to wear black.
Hold on, BBC is a state-run media?
Yes.
Not know that.
Oh God.
Oh yeah,
that's right out of the communism book right there.
They're not a free country because they're.
Well, we are. We've got ITV and Channel 4, but the BBC is free and it's what it puts out. Yeah, but it has to follow government protocol when it comes to like the royal family and government programming and stuff like that.
Like I said, that's right out of the communist handbook right there.
It's just state funded, that's all. Well, it's not even state funded.
Yeah.
We have to pay a TV license.
Yeah. They'll send around their detector vans and get you.
Oh, the detective van. I remember in the 80s, they used to send a little caravan saying TV detector van, and it had a little wire coat hanger sticking off the top, spinning round. Oh, it's funny as hell.
Justin, do you know what this is?
Yeah, David's talked about it before, them having to pay a TV
Yeah,
license.
because
That's
you gotta pay
crazy.
your TV license, and then they started a scare tactic just to scare people into paying. They
Yeah.
started sending vans around driving their TV detector vans.
Yeah.
That's
But
crap.
nowadays, they actually turn up at your door and they go, "You haven't got a TV license at this address." You just go, and shut the door in the face.
Uh-huh.
You don't have to let them in.
Like, how can they even prove you're watching it anyway?
They can't. The only way
That's
they
the
can is
thing.
by looking through your window and taking a photo. But even
and-
then, you're entitled to watch playback.
Justin,
You
that
just
was
don't
the
have
point,
to
though,
watch anything
Justin.
BBC.
A TV license.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a TV license is for to watch anything that is broadcast live. So if I watched even a US channel live, I have to have a TV license. And
So-
it's anything by the BBC, be it BBC Live or on demand. But any other
where do you-
on-demand services like Netflix and stuff, where it's
So where do you
you
mount the license, on the front or the back?
what's that?
Where do you mount the license, on the front or
You
the back?
mount it
and
on the,
how
you
much does
mount
it
it on
take
the
to screen up?
back of your pants.
No, you don't. It's just registered against your address. You just you
Yep.
pay it. It's all it is a subscription fee.
It's a voluntary, pretty much voluntary.
You say that, but 3,500 people a week are prosecuted for not having a TV license because they make the same mistake. They talk to the TV guys at the door. Yeah. They go, "Are you watching TV?" And they go, "Yeah." And the TV guy just walks away. That's all he needs. Yeah. They don't say, "I'm watching Netflix" or "I'm watching Amazon." They just go, "Yeah." And then that's all the guys do. And then they take you to court and they prosecute you under some fast law that allows them to fast track. It's a massive. It's a bit like the post office scandal. It's going to come out eventually, and all these people that have been fined and jailed and whatever
But
else.
everybody,
So,
and the thing about it is that what always cracks me up about it is everybody knows it's a scam.
of course
I mean,
they
you
do.
go all the way back to Monty Python when they made the thing about the cat detector van. They've got listening aids on their vans that drive around and they can hear a cat. And if you got a cat, you got to pay a cat license.
See, Justin, perfectly clear. It's perfectly clear why we won the war.
It's got nothing to do with the bloody war.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys
say
tried to.
it.
You
We
guys
say
tried
if we
to.
keep paying our property taxes on our cars and
No, that was
pay your
back then. They
taxes
were,
on pay taxes on the gas to pay for the roads, pay your property tax on your car to pay for the roads.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a scam, and we pay
See,
it.
Jonathan. Every country has its scam,
what's up, Jonathan?
Mhm.
and ours is the TV license. In fact, anything the government put out's a scam. To be honest.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because I'm not even gonna lie, though. To be honest, like normally you only see state-funded type medias in communist type countries. That's kind of
No,
Well, the BBC's
you see them in almost every country, Justin.
Yeah.
In almost every country, you'll see a state-funded media.
yeah. Now the
I mean, it's
BBC's
no
quite
different
a
than
weird one.
PBS. PBS back in the day.
Yeah, but the
well,
BBC's
PBS was done by
because
donations, wasn't
it
it?
has a commercial arm where it sells all its stuff to the US and stuff. And if you all our programs, even though they don't have adverts on the BBC, none at all, because it's all funded by the TV license, right? They still, you can see where the adverts will be for the US and stuff like that. So they still sell it out, and they're still claiming they're not making enough money and all that bollocks. It's just a scam. Everybody has one. Did I actually send that today?
If you look real good at that book show that Don has, you look real hard, you can see Narnia behind it.
Mm.
Yeah, that's how I keep all the books. These are only the ones in front. Most of them are back in the other room back behind it.
I said once the agents from Warehouse 13 find out he has that, they're taking it and put it in the warehouse.
They'll be confiscating it.
Well, if you know the show Warehouse 13, you know what I'm talking about. It's like a warehouse that's full of all these like mystical objects and shit in the show. You watch that, haven't you, Donald? Warehouse 13?
I watched a couple episodes.
Yeah, I've seen the whole series. It was pretty good. I liked it. Kind of one of those, I wouldn't say it was a high budget show. It's kind of a lower budget sci-fi type show, but it was good for what it was. It wasn't a bad storyline. And then they did a crossover with was it Europia? The fuck was the name of that show?
Europa?
It was about the town
Europa's Euro Football League.
It was a town, a small town sheriff, and weird
a bunch
stuff
of geniuses. Yeah, it was like a town full of geniuses.
That's right.
And he was like the one dumb one in the whole town. But he was the sheriff. Everybody had like IQs of like 200, and he was the only one that had a regular, just standard IQ. But he was like the sheriff over this town. And it was like a secret town that was ran by the government. And they took like all the smartest people and put them in this town, and everybody's like always doing these crazy inventions and shit. It was actually they did a crossover episode in one of the episodes. It was like Euphoria or Eureka or something like that. Eureka. That was the name of the show.
Eureka.
I am gonna string you up.
That was a good show. I like that show.
Get out the door.
But no, in one of the episodes, they come and get one of the items out of Eureka with the Warehouse 13 agents do. To go take it and put it in the warehouse.
And Warehouse 13 was one of those ones where things disappeared out of the warehouse and they had to go track it down and bring it back, right?
Yeah, or they would find objects that were like out in circulation and they'd have to go hunt them down because they would get reports like of weird shit happening in a small town somewhere. And then they would show up and find out that it was some weird like mystical object. And then they would, have to get into it and figure out what it was, and then they would take it.
I didn't watch those shows. I watched a couple episodes, I think, of it, but
yeah, that is true, Bill. Yeah, the sheriff did turn out to be the one with the most common sense in the whole town, even though he had the lowest IQ.
He had common sense, but
he had more everyday, just street smart, common sense type.
Yeah, it's kind of like the show Grimm. I hate watching that because it's so stupid. But once you're so far in, you just watch it every week. It's like, I can't wait for the show to get canceled.
I don't think I know that the show Grimm. I've never watched it, but I know of it.
I think that Warehouse 13 was kind of like that.
I don't know. I enjoyed it. Like
that quality of show.
I got into it years after it was off the air anyway. I kind of binge watched through all the seasons pretty quickly. It took me like a week to get through the whole series.
You know what? You guys actually come across like a bit like Sheldon Cooper. I used to think that little skit they did about him moaning about Skyfire being ended on a cliffhanger, and he's not happy. He's trying to ring round all the people to find out who cancelled it and get it put back on. And then at the end, he finally gets the right person. He explains what the new plan was going forward, and he goes, "Well, that's crap. No wonder you got canned," and put stuff on down. I could just see
Yep,
you guys all doing that.
True that, Bill. They needed them because they were too smart for their own good. Yeah. They kind of needed somebody that was just everyday grounded type person. I like that show though. It was good. I'm about halfway through Halo season 2. That's it's getting good in the second season. But apparently it's got really high ratings, so there should definitely be a third season. I wouldn't doubt that they're not going to make a third season. I'm almost 90% positive there'll be a third season because that show's kind of doing really good. So
What is this?
Oh, by the way, Justin, you know we was talking about Britain being your savior, taking all the Russian nukes before they turn the focus on you guys.
what about it?
You might as well forget it because a report's come out and apparently 2 simultaneous strikes out at sea would wipe out this country. Apparently, we have a tidal wave.
No, I wouldn't say that because they did massive explosions like on atolls and stuff out in the ocean and did underwater nuclear tests, and it never caused tidal waves like that.
That's what they're saying.
When the US was doing all the testing back in the day, they did tons of underwater testing out in the ocean, and it never caused massive tidal waves like that.
Well, the only good news for us is we're good friends with Welsh Rob, so if they do, you'll hit him first so he can ring us and let us know it's coming.
That's the only reason Russia would use nukes, because their fucking military sucks. It's the only option they have. I mean, I just gotta look at, I mean, if you just look at Ukraine, it's a perfect example. Plus the amount of equipment they've lost. Dude, the amount of people they lost in equipment was like 10 times what we lost in a 20-year period fighting in 2 different wars. That's crazy. That just goes to show you the difference in tactics and technology and everything.
Well, they started making gains now, so. Thank you, sir. I think the Pope should shut the fuck up, though.
And apparently they shot down 2 of their own damn jets.
No. You can't hit the Russians for that, because how many times have the British and Americans had friendly fire?
Yeah, but okay, so that did happen a couple times during Desert Storm, the first one, but the amount of aircraft that were in the air at the time was nothing like Ukraine. You're talking about thousands and thousands of aircraft in the air. So that could happen. That's always a probability. They don't have thousands of aircraft in the air over Ukraine at one time. There might be a few handful. But you're talking about what Schwarzkopf did in the first Gulf War, the amount of different countries and stuff that he had to coordinate all simultaneously.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah, that was fucking I would say the few friendly fire incidents we did have was amazing that it stayed that low for the amount of shit that was going on at the time. I mean, you're talking about thousands of tanks and armored vehicles on the ground moving all around, thousands of aircraft in the air, all 24/7. Yeah, I mean, the few friendly fire incidents that did happen, it's just lucky that it didn't happen.
Yeah, but we're not talking about just aircraft in the air, are we? I think the British hit an American base, and I think the Americans hit the British soldiers out in the field.
Oh,
You know,
I mean,
it is a
the-
casualty of war. In every war, there'll be friendly fire. It's just one of those things.
Well, us hitting the British wasn't exactly friendly.
What, you intentionally did it, did you?
Well, they
yeah.
were
Send this
they were
message.
out there saying a router, and
It was like, you thought, I know, let's send this to David.
But I'm saying, like, the ratio of equipment that was moving around, though, to the ratio of friendly fire incidences, I would say was really, really good. I mean, it's just that's something that's always going to happen, especially with that much equipment moving around and in the air and everything else. Because there was a couple friendly fire incidents where, you know, American armored tanks fucking hit British, you know, armored vehicles by accident and vice versa. Like, it just happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I am saying. It's just one of
But
those
I'm
things.
saying the amount of friendly
It will
fire
happen.
to the equipment in the air was very small, very minimal. It sucks it happened, but like I said, that first Gulf War, dude, Schwarzkopf was a beast. Yeah, exactly, Bill. Them they flew 29,300 sorties and only lost 14 aircraft out of that. I mean, that ratio is amazing.
That's what I was saying now. It's one of those things. You'll get friendly fire no matter who you're at war with.
Bill says none of those were to friendly fire.
Yeah, but even that ratio is still really good, though, for that many sorties in a war. And let's face it, Iraq had one of the most heavily defended airspaces in the world at the time, if not the most heavily defended.
Iraq made the biggest mistake of moving all the troops in one go.
Oh, let's face it, Saddam wasn't really trained as a true military tactician, I guess you want to say. He was never really truly a military person. Like I said, now
I don't know.
Schwarzkopf, that man was a general. Like he was a full-fledged, that motherfucker knew what he was doing.
Well, his men liked him.
But I'm saying that, like I said, the scale of the operation of Desert Storm, though, he did a really good job. I mean, that was a lot of
Right.
work.
Lot of work, but what I was gonna say is his men liked him, and I always go back to movies, and the movie The Knight's Tale, when he bends down, he's in the stocks, and the prince bends down, and he says, "Your men love you, and would die for you, and if I knew nothing else about you, that would be enough."
True that. Like, we need another Schwarzkopf these days instead of that jackass Millie we have. That dude's a dumbass. I can't stand him. I hope if Biden doesn't win, he gets fired.
You think yeah, I don't know. I don't know who's gonna win. I don't care. I don't know.
If Biden wins, does Kamala Harris stay as
Yeah, vice president. Yeah,
Yep.
unless you.
General Justin Patton Stickley.
Oh, am I lying, Dre? He was a hell of a general. I mean, if you were in the military today, who would you rather be under, him or fucking Millie? Jonathan, sir, yes, sir.
I don't know. I stick to the stuff I know, which is movies and books.
The remote's right there.
boobies and books?
They do.
Yep, I try and
Everything. He
stick
was
to the
here
stuff
for
I know, which is pop culture stuff.
So where do you put the big box?
Here come Dre.
Oh, well, there, General Stickley.
Oh my gosh. All right, guys, I gotta go.
Well, I mean, your question, I had to answer it in person because there's not enough characters I can type into the chat area. I'll put it like this. It wasn't a big factor, but it was on the list of when I got out of the military in 92 was because I did not trust President Clinton. I did not really care for his mindset and being the commander in chief of our military.
Uh-huh.
Now, as far as the generals don't run armies. They're just like politicians. And I'm sure Joe can back me up on this. People who run the armed forces are staff NCOs and NCOs. That has always been true. It is not captains and majors and colonels and so forth. It is the staff NCOs and NCOs. They're the ones on the front line. They're the ones making most of the critical decisions in battles that take place. Generals sit back too far behind the lines to have a real sense of real-time decision-making ability. It's getting better with technology, but it's still the individual squad leaders, platoon sergeants, company first sergeants, and so forth, who are there in real time to make those decisions, what needs to be done at any given situation.
Well, I would say that's the difference between.
That's always been the case.
Oh, that's one of the reasons I would say our military does so much better than other ones is because we allow those people to make decisions on the fly, right?
Well, no, it's always been the
Versus
case. Every military.
Yeah, but if you look at like
down to the guy actually fighting, is the closer you get, that's where the decisions get made.
right, but if you look at like Iraq's military and like China's and all them, they almost have to go all the way to the top to get every decision made for them, and that's not a good
thing. That has
thing.
been the difference between our military structure and everybody else in the world, because they're too top-heavy, centralized decision-making at the very top, to where ours is down all throughout the ranks. Not to say that officers are not capable, but they are capable. Like, once again, you have to be there in theater, in real time, know what the enemy's capability is in real time to make solid decisions that will benefit the situation, benefit your troops, and the overall mission.
Well, I was just saying that in the first Gulf War, he was really good at organizing it because it was a lot of moving parts.
Oh yeah,
that was a lot of organization.
You never saw Darth Vader sitting around and pushing paperwork and that would have been great, wouldn't it? Have Darth Vader just sitting behind a desk.
Schwarzkopf and around tip of my tongue, he just passed away about a couple of years ago. The other general were very good PR people. They're very good motivational people that got the support of the nation behind the armed forces and kept it there throughout the length of the battles that were taking place.
Which is important.
They spoke in plain terms. They didn't speak above people's heads. They told the American public what they need to hear and motivated them to stay engaged and support those troops. Schwarzkopf was good with that. What is his name? Around tip of my tongue.
We'll look at the same Honore, the guy here with Katrina, when he came in to secure the Superdome and everything that was going on. And he knew what he was doing, but he was an idiot. but he got up there, and the first thing he did is we walked out, all the troops were standing out there with their 16s. He told them, he said, turn them around, face them down. Don't look menacing. Then I disagreed with that, you know.
Right. And like I say, some people just don't grasp the moment to where a sign of force is necessary at times.
Yep.
And then putting on that happy face is also can be critical at times. It's all about when to do what. And that's what I'm saying
Yeah.
that, based upon what was happening during Katrina, the devastation of the levees, walls that were breached, and all the different chaos that was taking place, there need to be a strong hand. There's a time where you can't not allow people just to go run amok. You have to have a strong hand and show that part of, I would say, gaining control of the population is to have a level of fear of the consequences. This is how we maintain our laws, not because there is a law, but it has to be a fear of the consequences of the law.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why people don't commit a lot of crimes, per se. It's because of the fear of the consequences, not because things are illegal, theft is illegal, murder is illegal. It's the consequences of what you may get if you are caught. And that's where we have fallen down in our local law enforcement, and a lot of these laws and stuff that have been passed to kind of balance out. As I tell people, here in California, we have not just California, across the nation, you have a lot of people who are becoming the next round of millionaires because of wrongful convictions. Because then it comes out that person was never there, misidentified. And then you find out that the DA withheld evidence.
Oh, that's a multi-million-dollar lawsuit right there.
Officers who outright lied on the stand and this kind of stuff. So now the pendulum is swung the other way.
I fear the law of gravity, Bill says.
What's that?
Bill, I fear the law of gravity.
Yeah. And like I said, now the pendulum is swung the other way to where now we're having, here in California and other states where we're having this no bond bull crap, people who can't afford to bail out, let them out anyway, all this kind of nonsense because of things that have happened years ago. Almost every week you hear about somebody getting out who's been incarcerated for 20, 30 years of their life because they were wrongfully convicted.
It's called cashless bail. Isn't that what it's called?
Cashless bail.
Yeah.
Bill does not fear the law of gravity. He fears the consequences of gravity.
There you go. It ain't the law; it's the consequences.
No, but I agree. I've said that before too. That like generals are more politicians. I just think that he had more respect for his men, and I just think the organization he had, because I've watched a lot of the documentaries on the first Gulf War.
Well,
and the amount of stuff that was moving around, I just give it to him because that was a lot to.
He had the appreciation of the people in the field because he talked like them.
Yeah,
right. Like Dre said,
he talked at the level of the people he was serving with, and the same thing. He talked at the level of the average American. Their biggest goal was keeping the support of the average American citizen behind the war.
Right.
That was their biggest win. Everything else, that's why I could not understand how Bush Sr. lost that election. I said, we had the quickest war, the lowest amount of loss, if any loss, really.
Yeah, because they thought hundreds of thousands were going to die. I remember that, reading the documentaries on that.
And I said, all this kind of stuff, and people go back that he lost that election all because he had to go back on his promises about taxes. And I said, that's how short-sighted the public can be on something, to where this man brought us through a war, a modern war, modern equipment, and hardly lost any life of our troops. And,
yeah, because they had almost, like this thinking of it was going to be Vietnam all over again, and they were going to lose thousands and thousands and thousands of troops, and it wasn't. It turned out it was the complete opposite. I think they were still in the mindset of Vietnam at the time. HR came in the office. Ray's like, look, if you don't get this done, I'll have to fire you.
Okay, I'm back. What were you jibber jabbing about, Justin?
Oh, I said, I think that the reason why they thought they were going to lose so many in the Gulf War was because they were still in that Vietnam mindset and they were going to lose thousands.
Anytime you have war and you're not fighting your own backyard, of course you're going to think, there's the probability of losing somebody. I mean, I spent, let me see, 5 years out in 29 Palms training for desert warfare.
Yep.
Doesn't mean I'm gonna know what's gonna be in Kuwait or the rest of that area, or in Iraq. Doesn't mean, I mean, that's their backyard. Even though
it's just to give you somewhat of an idea, but it's not going to be exactly the same.
Right. Only thing I can say is that I would be acclimated a little better mentally to the conditions. Doesn't mean I'm gonna know the topography of the landscape or anything else until you actually step foot on the battlefield.
I mean, Dre, you can talk about this all you want, but Justin has played Call of Duty.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I say he played Call of Duty and he's been watching Halo for the last week, huh?
Hey, that second season's actually getting really good. I'm about halfway through.
Yeah. It comes, a new one comes out every Thursday.
Because I saw there was only 7 episodes, but the first season there was 9. So there's still new ones coming out?
I don't know. I know there's only 7. I thought it was going to be at least 8 or 9 like last season.
Well, hopefully they do like other shows, since it's doing so good. Maybe they'll add some more episodes each season.
Yeah, unless these last couple episodes really got a lot of storyline going on real fast. They're not even close. If I think going to this so-called promised land is the ultimate goal, they're not even close.
Yeah.
As far as trying to solidify who's going to be able to claim what, because they're still trying to figure out what the artifact, and I guess the doctor's down in this cave with her daughter and the other little girl trying to figure out what does all this mean. So I mean,
because some shows will do like 9 or 10 episodes the first couple seasons, and it will do really good, and then all of a sudden the third season will have like 20 episodes because they realize it did so good and they'll add more into it. So I'm hoping that's the case.
Yeah, I watched the latest episode of Shogun last night and stuff. The same thing. It's sometimes you get in these seasons and you can tell the difference between actual really good episodes that push the story along, and then you have certain episodes that kind of like, dude, you just wasted my time.
Yeah, just dragging it on.
The holding place episode, It's like, did nothing get accomplished in this episode? Nothing that moved the plot down the road at all. It just makes me wonder.
Every show has 1 or 2 episodes like that.
Yeah.
Where it's just like they almost couldn't figure out what to put. So they just made a bullshit episode.
Let's focus on something that has nothing to do with the show. Just like last night, Shogun, there were some parts of it that I felt if it went that way, it would have been a little more interesting. And they kept focusing back on this dead bird the guy had hanging out in front of the house, and how it stunk so much, and the Japanese folks couldn't take it. So they got this old man to take the bird down, and they killed the old man for doing it because the English guy said, no one touch this bird or they'll die. So they kept his word. The old man took it down, and they killed the old man.
Huh.
And then when he realized that it was his own words that got the old man killed.
What's up, Mark?
But that was like a side piece to what was really going on, and all the different little secrets and stuff that were going on behind the scenes of this incoming battle, I guess.
I hate shows that have like just consistent flashbacks, like nonstop. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. See that wears a little thin on me.
Because there was a few episodes of Halo where it was like constant flashbacks, and I'm like, come on now. I don't really care what happened 20 years ago. I want to see what's going on now.
Yeah. Did you binge watch The Gentleman?
No, I'm gonna watch that after I'm done with Halo.
That one is good. Now, just about every episode pushes the story down the road, dude. It's good. It's got you thinking who's going to pop up next.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that after I try to stick to 1 or 2 shows at a time, and then when I'm done with those, I'll move on
No.
to something else.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
for
watch
me,
that
I
after.
only watch a little bit of television, so I live on these series I do like. So, like I say, last night between watching the news, only thing I watched was Shogun. That was it.
So Dre, I got a question for you. You think Tyson's gonna mop the floor with Jake Paul?
Shut up, Dre.
Hello, Laura.
Man, we watched a clip yesterday
Hi,
on
Dre.
Murray's show of Tyson, man, and man, that boy is like,
Yeah, I mean,
man, his speed and
Tyson's
power,
looking
Jesus.
Tyson's looking very vicious, dude. I
Yeah,
mean,
he
like,
is.
he's training for a real fight. And I don't know if this is just for show. 'Cause I guess this whole match is for publicity and some kind of charity or whatever and stuff. So, like I said, when you have fights like this, there's always a control factor. It's not like they actually fighting for real in a sense, unless somebody starts popping off in the mouth and it gets real.
Well, Jake Paul's kind of mouthy, so I could see Tyson taking it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, there's one thing you can
And Tyson,
be careful. Some folks you don't play with like that.
like Tyson's
No.
definitely calmed down in his older age, but I
Yeah.
still think when he gets in that ring, though, he's gonna get back in that old mentality.
See, Dre, what I think is going to happen is he's going to come out hard and fast,
Right.
and he's going to try and make it in round 1. If Jake Paul can hold out through round 1, I
Mhm.
don't know if Tyson's going to have the wind in him.
Well, that's the conditioning is a big thing, and like I said, they
But
show
Tyson
it-
Tyson
like I
looks
said, they're
good.
showing clips in the round of him fighting.
Oh,
but
for
like I
his
said,
age, dude.
Yeah,
like I
Tyson,
say,
Tyson looks good.
age is, I say age
I
is
think
the
he ends-
undisputed champion.
I think Tyson ends it in round 1. If he doesn't end it in round 1, it goes to 3 or 4.
Yeah. So we'll find out if old boy can take a shot. That's the whole thing. 'Cause in Tyson's career, the problem
Tyson
is
hits
most of
hard.
these guys couldn't take his shots.
No,
That's
he
why
hits
he has
hard.
so many first round knockouts.
Just need to interrupt you here.
That was
Going
a different
back to what
watching Tyson, you watch him to hit. He could hit hard. Foreman, he could take a punch. He could take a beating,
Mhm.
and then come in with those.
Right.
Tis goes out. Right. Anyway, just want to go back to something Justin said about being mouthy. Right. Do you guys think that when Laura finally decides she's going to land in America, is she going to land to a friendly welcome, or are you guys all going to be pointing there with the guns, going, "Right, who's mouthing out, bitch"?
If she shows up within 100 miles of me, she's getting the biggest hug she's ever got.
I'm just gonna dangle Disney tickets over her head.
He said the biggest hug you've ever got. He means a bear hug, and he's going to get a real bear to do it.
Oh, it's not.
Wonder, don't squeeze too hard. She might fart.
Someone else's head.
She might.
If she can.
Wouldn't
Yeah,
be the
that-
first person I squeezed a fart out of.
Trouble.
All right.
Who sent that clip to me? Matter of fact, yesterday.
But she's not coming up. She's not going to be anywhere within 100 miles of me. I know. So
Well, I think wherever Gitchy is,
Michigan.
Okay.
she's in
Yeah.
Michigan, so
that's like 10 hours away.
10 hours away.
I don't know what part of Michigan.
Who wasn't it that sent me that?
You'll know when she's in the US anyway. You'll hear her.
Come here.
Yeah, this was
very careful if I was you. Yeah.
this was the clip I showed yesterday.
Yeah. I mean.
Man, he ain't playing.
Day 3. You still want to fuck with me?
Yeah, but those are clips.
Oh, it's training clips though, but still. His experience though, he understands boxing. I mean, that's what I'm saying. He's got the experience too on his side. Years of
Okay.
experience.
I don't know why I cannot remember this man's name. It's kind of embarrassing. General Colin Powell.
Colin
And the reason
Powell,
why
yeah.
It's embarrassing because I was on his security detail when he did his book tour.
No, Mark Disney. No, Laura would rather. I guarantee Laura would rather go to Disney than Legoland.
Disney over Legoland.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna hang Disney. I'm gonna dangle Disney World tickets over Laura's head with a fishing pole. That way I can be far enough away she doesn't nut check me.
Oh, you have no idea just how quick she can be. When it comes to kicking someone in the nuts, she's quick.
If I wanted to go to Legoland, there's one in the UK.
You see him? Tell them people.
Although Legoland's only like a quarter mile from my house, but you guys have Legoland over there, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Legoland Windsor.
Because I think isn't Merlin Entertainment? That's a
They own Alton Towers as well.
Yeah, they own quite a lot of.
They have Legos, but they have Legoland, but what we call Legos is different than what they call Legos. What they call Legos is rocks.
Because I don't think Merlin Entertainment is a U.S. company. I think it's a
No, what
Right.
we call Lego, you guys call Duplo in it.
No, I think Legos originally is a Swedish company.
Yeah.
Their parent company is Merlin Entertainment. They actually own the Ferris wheel in the UK and they own the Ferris wheel in Orlando too.
London Eye.
They don't
Yeah.
own the
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they do.
But they
Where
don't.
are they based out of?
Right,
Justin?
just so you're aware,
gosh.
they don't own it, they run it.
Oh, because they own the one in Orlando.
They
The
run
big
it on
Ferris
behalf
wheel.
of the
Company
British
based out of,
government.
Justin?
Do what?
Where are they based out of, the company?
Let me see.
London has nothing to do with
Yeah, because I'm almost positive that's not an American company.
No, Legos has never been an American company.
Oh, it is actually. It's actually owned by them.
Run.
Owned. It's under owner.
When I worked at Legoland, that was one of the things that they talked about in orientation. And this was like 10 years ago. I worked there for a couple months. They talked about that they owned the London Eye and they said they own the one in Orlando.
Yeah.
Entertainment based.
Right. The one at the
And
London
why
Eye.
did you not stay working there, Justin?
Because I was just waiting to go back to Walmart. They were waiting for a position to open up for me
Why would you rather work at Walmart than Legoland?
because I got paid twice as much and I was a management position. So
No, if you get 2 for 1.
Why didn't you try and be a manager at Legoland?
because Legoland sucks
Yeah.
to work at.
It has Legos in it.
They were super strict. Like if you had tattoos like this, you had to wear long sleeve shirts. If you had
What about
piercings, you had to take them out. And
Oh,
they
okay.
and the hours
So it looked
were
like a
not
human.
the hours were not consistent at all. Like you were lucky to get 30 hours a week, and then some weeks you wouldn't get any hours.
Hmm.
Odd.
Yeah.
How much did people get that build the Lego stuff get paid?
Not enough.
Says they're based out of Florida, but
No. Parent company of Lego, not Legoland, Legos.
What do you credit? Rates as high as.
Okay, here we go. I can't even pronounce this. It's Kirby or KIRKBI is the name of the company that is the owner of Lego. And they're based out of Bullen, Denmark.
Denmark. Okay.
Okay, this is a correction that only a bank can make. I had rates as high as 5.0% APY. And they
That's for
say it
CD?
should say and they say it should be 5.00% APY. Same number. They just wanted 2 decimal places of zeros instead of 1.
Yeah, but was that for a CD or for a savings account?
Savings account.
That ain't too bad for a savings account.
No, it's pretty good rate,
Yeah.
but that's a creative change that only a bank could make. It's the same number, but can you put 2 leading zeros or two following zeros on it?
Well, you know.
Well,
Okay, I'll do it.
Mr. Murray, how you doing today, sir?
Taking it a day at a time, Dre, day at a time.
That's all we can ever do is take it a day at a time. Are
Justin,
you
Berlin
eating well,
Entertainment.
sir?
What's that?
Are you eating well?
Yeah, I just had some Reese's Pieces.
Well,
That's not eating well, Paul. And I don't
No,
want to hear
he's-
about you had a Diet Pepsi for early breakfast either.
he ate KFC last night, so
Well, he needs to eat a breakfast, a real breakfast,
Right.
not
Justin?
Reese's Pieces and a Diet Pepsi.
what?
Merlin Entertainment is actually headquarters is in the UK. It's in Poole.
No. I tell you what, Paul,
That's Paul.
we're gonna send Jonathan up there, and he's gonna nag you to death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, could you see Jonathan marching him around? This is how you cook. You see this microwave? That's got to go.
Actually,
did you-
Dre, I've got Meals on Wheels came today, and it had chicken with vegetables and rice.
Did you eat some vegetables and rice?
Well, I ate the
Really?
chicken
That's a no, Dre.
I know.
and the rice
You
and
got
a
to eat.
couple of spoonfuls of the mixed vegetables.
Well, okay, that's better than nothing, but you got to eat a balanced meal.
And are you drinking water because you have a UTI? Did you take your medicine
Yeah.
today?
Stay away
Yes,
from the
I took my
Pepsi.
medicine.
Okay.
I'm gonna say more important than anything else is you eating balanced meals. All this snacking on sweets and drinking Pepsis to skip a meal is what's lead you right back to
That-
where you're at last week.
That stuff is poison.
Pop or soda?
Oh yeah.
And it also goes for Laura too. I saw her sucking down that Coke. Was it yesterday, or day before? I was like, every day I see her, she's sucking down a soda.
She has the biggest. Laura drinks the biggest sodas, the great big things that.
I
Yeah.
know. That's what I'm saying.
Please
Every
say pop
show I've seen
in the
her on this
Pacific
week,
Northwest. Please say
last
pop
week
in the Pacific Northwest.
was sucking down a soda.
And David's not any better. He drinks soda like that too, Dr. Pepper.
Wake up, drink 2 big glasses of water. Hydrate yourself after snoring all night. First thing you do,
Dustin.
drink 2 big glasses of water. Then you
Justin,
can
I
have your
also
coffee.
drink tea.
Uncle Bill's toys.
So just a cup of tea when you get up.
Oh, what's up, Mark? I didn't
I
even
have-
see you
I have
coming on the
3 cups
panel.
of tea.
3 cups of tea.
Yep, Mark.
Oh, Dre, have you met Mark White in well, not in person,
Yeah,
but on the panel?
Mark was on yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a lovely sunny day here today.
Shut up.
really sunny.
It's windy as shit here right now.
Well,
I
there's
got
no
to
wind.
buy out, gents. I got to go to a coffee and a cops meeting here in about 15 minutes. So
Don't do it. It's a trap.
Uh,
Did they tell you were getting a free TV?
no, I don't think I had to go that far. I'll see you guys later on today.
Okay, Dre.
Thank
Thanks
you later,
for
Dre.
coming.
Have a good day.
Lost backpack full of marijuana. Claim it, show up to the police department.
Yep.
Get another 14 degrees, I'm gonna go fly my drones. I mean, nothing is moving, no leaks, nothing.
What's the temp there, Joe?
46.
46. Well, that's summertime up here when I fly these ships.
Not summertime here.
Yeah, Donald, you gotta love when the drug dealer or when the buyers call the police and say, my drug dealer robbed me, took my money. Because that shit does happen.
Well, tell you what, we're going to send around a car. You can sit in the back and drive us around and point them out.
So what's funny is we had a couple here in my county that broke into a house. They set off the
Alarm.
people that knew. They set off the alarm, so it didn't go to the police, but it went to the people that own the house. And so they were rifling through the house. Well, the people that broke in called the sheriff's department to ask for a ride to the airport.
Like they were the resident.
Yeah. And then the sheriffs got there and said they already called us and told us you were in the house. Fucking idiots. Fucking, but they called right before the sheriffs got there. They called 911 and asked if they could get a ride to the airport after they tried robbing all his jewelry and shit out of these people's house. I was like, you guys are fucking morons. And the sheriff's
Calling
like,
the police department for a ride instead of a taxi.
A taxi.
They got a ride.
oh, the sheriff was glad to give him a ride right to the county jail. He said, because he got up on the podium, he's like, "You're never gonna believe this." He goes, "I cannot make this up," and he just sat there and told the whole story. I was like, "Oh my god!"
You know,
I was like, how
crack is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, it is.
Yesterday, my son came in last night and he says, "You want to hear about my first 10 minutes?" I said, "Yeah, go ahead." So, first 10 minutes of the shift, one of the guys, Andy, pulls over a guy's got 9 warrants on him. He pulls over somebody's got a warrant on him, and the next guy calls it in with a pursuit. All of that at once.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, the pursuit was it was a low speed pursuit. The guy drove to his house. He told the cop, he said, "I'll be right with you." I left the stove on. Went in with the cop, turned the stove off, and came back out.
Hey, tell Justin they're still offering that $5,000 sign-on bonus down here.
Yeah, but tell him that he might go.
Grady's offering that, and they'll pay for you, and you get like $3,500 a month until you get through the academy. They actually pay you while you're going through the academy, $3,500 a month.
It'd make him go through the academy too.
Probably because he's not. I think when you go to a different state, you have to. I don't know.
Well, it might be a short version too.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but yeah, they're offering a $5,000 sign-on bonus, and you work 3 days a week, or you work 2 weeks out of the month, and then you get 2 weeks off.
Yeah, that's how you work.
Do they pay relocation as well?
Oh, dude, they're in Florida. They're offering buku's money for first responders to move down here. And if you're honestly, to be honest with you, if I was a cop in like Atlanta or something, I'd be moving down here in a heartbeat, because in some of these states they don't support their local law enforcement like we do. Like you'll drive around my county and you'll see signs out in the front yards. We love our sheriff. We support our local law enforcement all over the place. You don't see that shit in other states.
There was one on CNN last night. I'm trying to
see
think
it
of where
around
he
here.
was. I think he was in Florida, not CNN, Fox News. I think he was in Florida. He came on, he was all decked out. It almost looked like an AK on him, the cop, because it was a shooting. And it's been happening at I'm trying to think what it was. It's been happening like at gas stations and things like this, bus stop areas, bus stops. And he came on, he reamed the parents. He said, "You go into your kid's room and see if they got a gun. The guns are out here. They're in your house." And I think it was in Florida, somewhere in Florida.
I didn't see anything about that. Not sure.
Yeah, it was on, but he was on Tucker's show last night, and he went off.
Like they just signed another state law, getting even tougher on shoplifting now too down here.
What? I thought you was the home of the free.
What are you talking about?
You're only as free as how much you can pay for it.
Oh, I thought America was the home of the free. So is it shoplifting? If you're the home of the free, just take it.
Well, that's
if you're in
that's
California,
California.
California, New York, you can do that.
DJ does that. Can I have that?
Yep, your freedoms only extend to the freedoms of other people.
But a state runs really well when its local, county, and state law enforcement is all on the same page. And when in Florida, they're all on the same page. When they're all working together and they're all on the same page, it runs really well. We're actually, Florida's in a 50-year low crime rate as far as compared to other states.
Approved.
Not to say we don't have our problems down here like any other state, but the law enforcement down here is definitely a lot better than other places. I've lived in a lot of other states, and I'll tell you what, they're way better down here than anywhere I've ever lived.
That was a good film, that though. Support your local sheriff.
Yes, it was
That
a
was-
great film. They also made Support Your Local Gunfighter with all the same cast.
Did they?
Hey, are you guys
Yeah.
all set for about a half hour?
Yeah, why?
'Cause I gotta run downtown, pay a water bill real fast. I'll be right back.
You're fine. Good. As long as somebody just make
Well,
sure.
everybody here is a co. So.
Okay, you're good. Yeah. Just gotta double check that before Paul leaves. Like that day, me and Chuck came on the panel, and Paul took off for an hour and left YouTube running in the background, and neither one of us were co-hosts, and that's all you could hear was fucking YouTube. So we got to listen to ourselves talk for like an hour because we couldn't mute Paul.
But yeah, Support Your Local Sheriff is better, but it was like either the next year or the 2 years later, the entire cast they reunited for Support Your Local Gunfighter. Played. It's
What's
a
up,
different
sir?
plot, different characters and stuff, but it's all the same cast. It's a similar type movie though.
No, right. I'll look that one up.
It was in
It's
Philadelphia.
a UK takeover. Budge over.
You guys
So
are
if
still
you
outnumbered.
like the one, watch the other.
Here comes the posh one.
Yeah.
What's up, What's up, Michael?
Hey,
dude, how
Sarah.
you doing? You all
Bill, Michael.
right? Is my audio okay? Because the
Yeah, you
microphone's
sound
not
good.
too good on this.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
you
Justin,
sound
it was
fine.
a U.S. Marshal yesterday. He was in Philadelphia. He was a U.S. Marshal, and he
What's
looked
up,
down
Bill?
and bit the source. I tell you what, if I was going to be a cop, I'd be a U.S. Marshal. It looked like that. That was cool. The stuff he had on.
Yeah, there's a couple Winter Haven cops in our city here that I swear to God, they look like they came out of fucking Afghanistan. The fucking shit they got on, a big ass vest, with fucking 100 pockets of shit shoved all in everything. Like Jesus.
Yeah. They've arrested, they've had 7 wounded, 8 students at one bus stop. It was at bus stop, 7 at one, 8 at another. And they've arrested 3 people so far.
The one cop that's always stationed over at the hospital, man, he's always decked out with he's got this big ass tactical vest on and everything. He's a Winter Haven cop. He's the one that's usually at the hospital.
You get
That's
worried when
Justin.
they've got a Piat strapped to their back.
Yeah, they look badass.
They're clean.
Go on. Which one of you knows what a Piat is?
I don't know what that is.
It's an anti-tank gun.
An empty tank gun?
Yeah, it
An
was shot with a
anti.
big old spring. It's like a spring
A
loaded.
bit like a mortar.
Shape charge.
Shoulder
okay.
hull. The shoulder mounted
Horrible.
hull mortar.
You had to get very close to the tank, which is why it wasn't in. Soldiers didn't appreciate it.
Oh yeah, there was one that they used back in, I think, what was it, World War II, I think, and it would just bounce off the tanks. It turned out to be a really crappy design. I think it was World War II. When they first started the shoulder rocket type weapon systems.
Oh, okay. I mean, I think it was effective once it got to the side of the tank. I mean, the shape charge, apparently there's nothing wrong with that, but it was just getting close to the tank. Whereas something like an RPG-7, it had its own rocket to get it there,
Well, that's one of the reasons, Bill, too. Like, I like the cops down here so much. Like, the sheriff in my county, he arrested 3 of his own deputies for stealing $400 out of evidence and blasted them all over the news.
Yep.
Like that, he even said, we could have swept it under the rug. He goes, but that's not how I operate. He goes, I expect the citizens to be upstanding. He goes, but I expect my officers to be even more upstanding than the community.
I've always
Oh,
thought
yeah.
that they should be held to a higher standard.
Yeah,
Since they're the ones
that's
enforcing.
what he said. He said, I expect him to have a higher standard in the community. And he arrested 3 of his deputies for, because matter of fact, I pissed off one of the ladies at Walmart because it turned out one of them was her son and I didn't know it. And we were talking about it in the break room and she got super pissed off at us. I was like, well, it's not my fault your son fucking did that. Like, you 3 deputies pretty much killed their careers and got thrown in jail over $400 fucking dollars. Because what happened was they arrested a lady on a drug charge and they put the money into evidence. Well, it turned out the charges got dropped because of some technicality. Well, then she was allowed, because they would have seized the money and kept it if she would have got charged and convicted. But because the charges got dropped, they had to return the money and everything. And she came in to collect her stuff from the sheriff's department. All of a sudden, the evidence locker lady was like, well, you know, the 3 deputies that arrested her said on the affidavit they turned in $400. She goes, that ain't here. Well, then they started digging into it and found out that the 3 deputies, when they seized all their phones and shit and started going through the text messages, they found out that one of them took it and then all 3 and split it. And then all 3 of them were trying to figure out how to pay it back and get it back into evidence before somebody caught them. And yeah, he didn't, like I said, and he put all 3 of them on blast and had no qualms about arresting them and everything. Like that man would throw his own mom in jail if she broke the law. That's how strict he is.
That's it. If the police break the law, they are actually committing a worse crime than if a normal citizen breaks the law.
Oh, no doubt.
They uphold it.
But there's police departments around the country that if their officers did something like that, they most likely wouldn't even get in trouble and they'd sweep it under the rug. But you know, it's not a good thing when they do shit like that, especially the departments that are like heavily that have like, you know, what do you want to call it?
But isn't that a crime in itself?
What?
A misdemeanor in public office.
Trying to sweep it under the carpet.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Is there's a lot of police departments that are heavily unionized, especially up north, and their cops get away with a lot of bullshit because of the unions.
I tell you what, it's got nothing to do with the unions. If you commit a crime,
You don't have to.
you know, and you're the law enforcement,
I'm telling you, dude, the unions have a lot of power in some of these police departments, and they get away with a lot of shit because of that.
We had a reasonably high up police officer arrested and convicted of rape the other year.
But that's what I like about our law enforcement down here is they like, and I'm not talking about the whole state. I'm mainly just talking about my little area in the state is they'll investigate even the smallest little crime. They're not that type of police department that tells you, oh, there's nothing we can do about that because they don't want to deal with it because it's so minor. They'll deal with the most minorest crimes all the way up to the biggest ones. And they hold their own people accountable when need be. And they don't infringe on they don't over infringe on the public. You know what I'm saying? They're very, very constitutional type police. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is the Grady guy that goes on. He gets national play every once in a while for his announcements.
Yeah, he's probably one of, if not the most famous sheriff in the United States. He gets a lot of compliments from people around the world in the comment sections if you watch the videos.
We used to have Harry Lee in Jefferson Parish that was worse than him. He was like, if you were walking down the street and you didn't look like you lived in the area, they had a cop there within minutes to find out why you were in the area. I mean, it was just the way he was. And then LaPinto took over. Actually, I can't remember who was the guy that took over. LaPinto's taking over now after the third generation, like, and in Jefferson Parish.
Johnny.
You get in trouble in Jefferson Parish or you do something, within minutes, you got 6 or 7 police cars there because they got so many patrolling. Everybody wants to work for him.
Like when my sister thought somebody stole her phone down here, she didn't even want to call the cops because she just assumed they weren't going to do anything about it. The deputy showed up and within an hour figured out who had her phone. And it was actually my sister's fault. She left her phone up on the gas pump. And an old lady picked it up, put it in her car. Well, she went up to Jacksonville for a couple days to visit her mom because she was dying. And then she was going to be back down, and the cop ended up finding out where she had it, who it was. And he said, as long as you bring the phone back in the 2 days, like you said, he goes, you're going to meet up with me and her. I'll sign off that you did give her the phone back. He goes, as long as you do that, we're all good. He goes, but I need you back here when you said you're coming back. He goes, and she did. The lady showed up the day that she said she was going to. They met at the gas station. The deputy signed off on it, said, yeah, she did return the phone. Like, but there's some police departments that just for something that minor, they wouldn't go out of their way to do that. They'd be like, oh, there's nothing we can do about it. Sorry. You're just going to have to take the hit, you know?
I remember I had 750
This
quid
week
in my
on
wallet once.
FX, Granny Thieves 911.
Go ahead, Michael.
Justin was
filled up
telling
the
me
car.
about the other night. The other night they had a call where somebody stole somebody's Camaro, and it was out of the right out the driveway, and it was the wife's car, but the guy was at the girlfriend. They were separated with the wife's car, and the Camaro got stolen. And they said by the time they went on OnStar and double checked everything, the car was already 50 miles away down in St. Bernard Parish. They alerted St. Bernard Parish about the car, but it was that fast it was gone. And they said down St. Bernard Parish, you got to find it. And OnStar was turned off at that point. But it was like, but they said the amount of time it took from him to get where he was to where he was, he had to be going down I-12 at 120 miles an hour.
I hope you feel better, Bill.
It was a bitchin' Camaro.
What were you going to say, Michael?
Yeah, I filled the car up once with something. I don't know, put a tenner in or something, and I left my wallet on top of the car above the filler. And then I drove off. The wallet flew off, and I was due to go to Germany the next day, and I had 750 quid in my wallet. You know, just because I carried cash, and the only thing I had is a switch card. So, you know, just use cash. Anyway, it got returned. I phoned up the police station about, I don't know, hour and a half later, and someone had phoned in and given a description of the wallet, and so I got it back
With all your money.
I
and
call
everything?
bullshit.
the whole lot. I swear to God, 750 quid.
That's a good person.
No, I call bullshit. There's no way with that voice he pumps his own petrol.
You have to over here.
Yeah.
No, now Sarah lost her wallet in Walmart a few years back, and somebody returned it, but they stole all the money out of her wallet. Claimed it wasn't in there. When
I just don't get that.
I mean, it wasn't much. It was only like $40, but they did return the wallet, but of course the money wasn't in there when she got it back. And I'm just glad she got her wallet back.
Not necessarily the person that found the wallet took the money, though. Somebody could have took the money and then thrown the wallet down.
I mean, that's
what I
true
would've
too,
done.
but you're more likely to not get your money returned than you are to get it returned.
I think that's true. Yeah, probably. The person who returned the 750 quid was a single mum, from what I can make out. The police gave me her address, and I drove down there, and she just handed it to me.
I would hope that everybody on this panel would hand back the wallet with everything that they found in it.
I definitely would. 100%.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you wouldn't like it to happen to you, so why should you do it to somebody else?
I'm the kind of guy, I got too much change back. I was going back when I was going to college. I was driving across town, stopped for gas in the morning, and got something, and got out to the school and realized he gave me back $1 too much. Well, I had classes and stuff, but finished up with classes, drove back across town, back to home, and stopped by the gas station, walked in with $1, and handed it back to him. And he looked at me like I was crazy. It's like, it's not mine.
Yeah, I had a girl at the dollar store about 6 months ago. She gave me $10 extra back. I handed her a 50, and I wasn't paying attention. I just said drop it in the bag. Sometimes I'll just tell them drop the change in the bag, and then I'll just tie it up and take it with me. And I got back to the house and realized she had 10, and I brought it back and gave it to her because I didn't want her store to be short $10 and get in trouble. Because I know how that is as a cashier.
Yeah, they have to put it in, don't they?
Well, no, they would get fired for that. I mean, some
right.
now a lot of businesses will have leeway. Like if it's a couple dollars, you won't get in trouble. But if it's over a certain amount, yeah, you can get fired for that or even be accused of stealing.
Yeah.
And I didn't want her to get in trouble for being $10 short or even having to go in her own pocket and put it in there. Because let's face it, dollar store employees don't get paid shit. They get crap pay. It's like $8-9 an hour.
Lady at the bank, she for whatever reason picking up 60 quid from my account, and she handed me the 60 quid twice. So she gave it to me. I put it in my wallet, and then because she was talking to me about something, we were chatting, she then counted it out again and passed it across the counter. And I, because I thought maybe I'm going crazy, I looked in my wallet, I had 60 quid in there. I said, and I pushed it back across. But the problem is, and here's the dilemma, that her co-workers were either side of her, right? So I didn't want to say, you've given me this money twice or something. So I pushed it back and said, we did this already, and she kind of, and I opened my wallet and showed her. I said, there it is.
I'm one of those people, even like if I'm like 2 cents short and they're like, oh, don't worry about it, I'll still go out to the car and get 2 pennies and bring it back and hand it to them. Okay.
Yeah, but Michael, it was your voice. You were so charming that she just kept on. She wanted to prolong the conversation.
Yeah, I know her. You see, that's the thing. It's a friend of mine's daughter. So,
you weirdo.
Yeah. So she works.
Yeah,
there.
Bill, but still not my $10, Bill. Regardless if she fucked up her own drawer or not.
And I know we refer to money as a quid, and that's just what we call a pound. So if you say 60 quid, it's 60 pounds.
Which would be $60 if we said it. Yeah.
Well, it'd be it's $70 odd dollars. But
well, I mean, if you're doing the exchange, yeah, but I'm just saying the.
But yeah,
if you're just saying like how
like you call dollars
say it.
bucks.
Yeah, like $20.
Yeah,
$20.
We call it quid.
It's the people who would do that.
Oh, look at Bill.
Cash.
Did you see Bill? He was laying in the bed all sad looking. I hope you feel better, Bill. David.
Oh, I didn't see him.
Yeah, he had his camera on for a second. It looks like he's not feeling good.
It automatically comes on. I gotta fix that setting. I got one better for you. At a bank, it was a fairly decent sized transaction where I was depositing a check. I forget how much it was, maybe $1,100 or whatever. And I said I wanted like so much in the account, and I was taking out so much cash, right? So I did that, and the numpty behind the line there. Instead of, I told her say it was 1,100, and I wanted 700 in the account.
Right.
She did it backwards. She did it backwards, and actually I counted it out right in front of me and gave me an extra $400.
Shit.
I'm standing there watching her do it. I mean, not an extra $10, not an extra. Over $400 she handed extra. She handed back to me. And I was like, that's not right. Well, what do you mean? I mean, she was cute. At least she had that going for her. And I said, no. This is backwards. You gave me back the change instead of the money that was the money was supposed to go in rather than the money go. Oh, whoopsie. And then she said she gave the right amount of money back. I said, wouldn't you? And she was so not, so no big deal, right? I said, wouldn't you get in trouble for that? Yeah, no. So I know somebody who might be sleeping with the bank manager.
Did she put the 700 in the account as well as giving you 700 in cash instead
Yeah.
of the
No,
400?
the
that's
receipt
what
was
he's
right.
saying. Yeah.
She put the money in the account. The receipt was right. So
Right.
she would have been short $400 and something in her bank drawer that day.
Hmm.
I mean, they probably would have figured it out, I guess.
Well, honestly, if they would have figured it out and you would have walked out with that money, knowing that, you probably would have gotten in trouble anyway, too, right?
I
If
don't
they
think you
figured
would have
out.
gotten.
No, I doubt it, because you could just say I wasn't even paying attention, just like you did.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, throw
Yeah.
the $700 in the bag. I'm walking out.
Throw it in the bag.
I mean, there's nothing really that they can do about it if it was their fault.
No, they can make you take the money back. They can shut your account down. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah,
but
they can.
They identified that you walked out of a bank with $400 and something that wasn't yours. That's not good.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I guess if you, I guess if they questioned you and they could tell you weren't like,
That's
you
not why I
didn't do
gave
it
her
on
the money back,
purpose.
by the
But
way. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait, slow down. I wasn't going to steal $400 and something from my bank.
oh no, I don't.
No.
I don't think you would have done that either.
We do the same thing for $5. Not my money. Not my money.
Now, when I found that $50 along the fence line of trash, I definitely
Mhm.
kept that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
wasn't gonna try to research whose that was.
Oh yeah, I was out back with a buddy of mine at an old job, and he was out there smoking, and I was out there hanging out, and I looked down, I saw $5. Like, I found $5, and I was all happy. And he's like, "Huh?" Walked over, not 2 feet from me, reached down, picked up a 20.
Fuck.
I was pissed.
I found $50 walking home from Walmart one day along a fence line of trash.
I was still $5 up. I should still be happy. Why did him finding the 20 piss me off so bad? Pissed me off almost enough I was ready to just throw the 5 away. You know, if you see like a 20 on the floor at a casino and pick it up and don't turn it in, they'll consider it stealing. They'll catch it on the camera and they'll consider
Well,
you
they've
stealing.
arrested people here for going up to the self checkouts and somebody forgot to get their money that they pulled out. You know, they asked for $20 or whatever.
Yep.
And the next person took it and put it in their wallet and kept it. And yeah, there's been people arrested here for that quite a few
They
times.
should.
Theft
That's
by
stealing.
finding. That's
Yeah.
what they call it. Theft by finding.
Yep.
But like I said, if you're out walking and you just happen to find a 20 on a sidewalk, I don't
Yeah.
blame somebody for keeping that.
No.
'Cause
I mean,
there's
you
no
can
way
turn-
of, yeah.
You know what? You look around. You see any people in the area? Obviously, there's no one in the vicinity that can be attributed to that money. What are you
Well,
gonna do?
90% of people, if you ask them if it's theirs, are going to say yeah anyway, even if it's
Yeah,
not.
if it's not in a bank bag or something.
You'd
Yeah,
be
that-
surprised.
That's my
I was
dream.
in a queue in Boots, and
No.
there's £20 note on the floor. So I picked it up, and I'm begging people. I said, "Well, just check. Is it yours? I mean, did you not just open your purse? I got 20 quid. Has anyone just dropped 20 quid?" So you'd think, wouldn't you, that someone would go, "Oh,
Everybody would
maybe
say
it's
yes.
mine," you know, or someone would say yes, just because they wanted it.
Yeah,
But no,
that's my dream, is to come across
couldn't
one of
give it
those
away.
movie style drug deals gone bad with a bag full of cash just laying there and everybody dead.
Donald just walks off.
Oh yeah, yeah, 50 grand in a bag. Yeah.
Oh, that was like that.
Coming handy.
The high speed pursuit, and I think it was in Los Angeles where they started throwing the money out of the vehicle. Dude, you never saw a freeway doing 70 miles an hour come to a standstill so fucking quick. Dude, people were jumping out, grabbing money. They were throwing it in their cars because these fuckers were just launching like fucking handfuls of hundreds and
And they were
20s out the window.
flying in the air, right?
Yeah, and all down the freeway, and people were just slamming on their brakes. And then the cops are like, some of the cops that were behind the pursuit are trying to stop people from grabbing the money. And some people went to go shove it in their pockets, and the cop ran up to them, and they're like handing it to them like they were going to do that to begin with. Like fucking.
No, that's the cost of doing business. They had to throw part of their stash, their takeaway to get away.
Yeah.
It's a good move.
It's a pretty smart move, yeah.
Oh, there was an episode of Only Fools and Horses where they were doing a dodgy deal for some diamonds, and they were paying for it in forged money, except for the fact that they had so much real money to make it look real. And the cops busted them, confiscated all the money, but they managed to grab some of it. I think it was about 10 grand or something, and get back to the flat. And Del Boy, when they got it out of the pocket, says, "You know what I'm going to do with that?" Because he thought it was part of the forged money. He just walked over to the window with the block of flats they were in, threw it all out the window.
Oh, wow.
You know, that happens at work pretty, not to say often, but it happens. It's happened a few times this past year where, and this is a sign of good employees, by the way. I'll have an employee hand me money. They say, "I found this on the carpet open or by the desk or whatever." And not small amounts. You know, like one time it was $120. It was like 620s folded up, laying there. And they turn it right in.
Right. Well, somebody's coming back for that.
Oh yeah, I would definitely be coming back.
Well, the question I would have for you, Bill, did anybody claim that money?
Well, I was trying to get to that part of the story.
Okay.
That $120? No, they never came back.
So what do you guys
Never-
do with
never-
it? You just deposit it or what? Or do you?
No, we gave it to them. The employee never turned it in.
Oh, okay. That's
Now,
cool.
what I used to do when I worked a register, this is back in the 90s, and you still found more of it in circulation. But whenever I could hear the sound of silver hitting the register, and I would purchase the silver coins out of the register. They they used it as a quarter. I'd put another quarter in, and I'd take the silver.
It just sounds different.
We waited like a week and a half, and nobody called, said they lost money, so the employee got the money. And that's happened 2 or 3 times. They never come back.
Bowling alley.
I've never had any. What?
It's bowling alley, right?
Yeah. Well, it's a bowling center, but what about it?
Oh
That's
my
like-
God.
That's like calling somebody at McDonald's a grill technician.
I used to have a friend whose
Feels like
dad
a
would go
question.
bowling, and he would get so shit faced. He'd come home with money and hide it. And my friend would watch. He'd stay up and watch for his dad to come home, find out where he was hiding it, and go steal it. And his dad would think he was just so drunk he hid it somewhere he couldn't remember.
Wow. Well, that's his own fault for getting drunk.
There must be somebody that has a lot of silver coinage or something, because I don't know if they're going through their old money and they're selling it to the banks or whatever, and we're getting rolls of silver dimes. There was a drawer, and
Yeah, buy it up.
I did.
Yeah.
It was a drawer, and I looked at it and said, "This looks like silver." I checked the edge. I checked it. It's like, because you can tell just by looking at the edge of the dime.
Uh-huh.
And out of
I could hear
I
it.
bought like,
Yeah.
I bought like 32 or 33 silver dimes out of the drawer. And
If
all
you
but
had one, if you had
All
a
but
silver
one.
dime, Don, you could show us.
Look on the bookshelf.
I don't have a silver dime, but I do have a.
How much
Walking
more
Liberty
than a
silver dollar in
dime
here
is a
somewhere.
silver dime worth?
Oh,
like almost $3.
there's a Walking Liberty silver $50.
That's
Okay.
quite a big percentage, isn't it?
Have you got a comparative coin made from nickel?
Silver
Look
dime. I'm telling you, it's nothing special. It's not
Look on
something
the bookshelf, Donald.
No, it's not special.
Not here.
it's just the
Maybe
silver
upstairs.
content.
Maybe upstairs in
Yeah.
the change jar.
I'm curious to say, to what a silver coin sounds like.
But you're not going to be able to
As long as-
hear it on here anyway because of Zoom.
No, the noise
Sure, but-
cancellation would kill it, but
But what you'd get is you'd be able to notice a difference, and that's the thing. The
Well,
nickel coin and the silver coin, that you'd be able to notice a difference even if it wasn't reproduced.
no, the noise cancellation on Zoom is going to kill it. Here, I'll show you. If
So what is the
Did you hear
difference?
that?
You can
Oh,
hear it.
okay. Yeah,
Can
yeah.
you?
Is it a more
Yeah,
pure
I can.
tone?
All right, let me.
So I had a $50 1 troy ounce gold piece. It was technically it was worth $50 if you spent it, but it was a troy ounce and it was worth like $1,200 or $1,400 at the time when I had it. I bought a little like closet size storage unit for like I think I paid $60 for it when I was with my cousin one day. He was buying storage units. I bid on it and got it for $60. And turned out that the coin, the one thing that was valuable, and there was a coin that was in one of the dresser drawers, and it was worth $1,400. I went and sold it. But if I went to the store and spent it, I would spend it as $50. But the gold itself was worth $12 or $1,400 at the time.
$1.67 right now. I just double it.
So you said $1.67 for 1 dime.
Yeah, I just look for nothing special. Not like if it's not a Mercury 1964 Mercury dime or something like. If it's nothing special, just a silver dime, it's just the melt value, which is $1.60. That's what a pawn shop will give you. Like
I mean, that's not bad. I mean, that's still a good profit margin. It's just not a lot.
What is a dime? Is it
All right,
25 cents?
I do not
No, that's a
have
quarter, isn't it?
a $half. Let me.
Is a dime
point
5
here.
cents?
No, a dime is 10 cents.
10 cents.
A nickel is 5 cents. And
Well,
a
there's
quarter
an
is
Indian
25.
half.
There you go. I didn't have another $half, but I've got a quarter, and I've got a Sacagawea dollar. And here we go.
Oh yeah.
It rings.
Yeah. the
It
silver
has
was at the end.
it's bright. It has a ring to it.
Yeah.
See, that's
Right,
a
right.
25. That's a quarter. That's 25 cents.
And when you're listening to change go into a drawer all day long,
Yeah.
and you know what you're listening for,
It's got a ring, hasn't it? Like a-
yeah, it's just a brightness to it when it hits the other coins, and you can hear it across the room.
Yeah.
Well, let me not show George Washington. I don't want the Brits to get PTSD. Here, I'll show you the back of it.
I've got some coins here. I've got some sovereigns.
I actually wouldn't mind doing a little bill or coin exchange with one of y'all at some point. It'd be pretty
Well,
cool.
a sovereign's monetary value is a pound and a shilling, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, these are
Is it-
large. These are mega. I don't know what they're called. They're just large sovereigns. They're like double sovereigns, so they're about £900 each. So I've
But
got
yeah,
a couple of them.
the actual
So
gold
this is
value
1,800
on them.
quid. I've put it next to a memory card because the thing is that's internationally recognized kind of size, isn't it? It's an SD. It's a mini SD card. I'm just going to photograph it. Actually. Hang on.
Micro SD. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll send it to you, Justin. You can put it up.
Yeah, I can share it.
Isn't a gold sovereign about the size of a £2 coin?
Yes, sort of. A regular sovereign, yes. It's about,
Ooh.
it's worth about 500 quid or something, I think.
Laura's having sushi for lunch. Yummy.
These are large sovereigns.
Looks good, Laura.
But I'm not a coin collector. I just, for whatever reason, I don't know. I think it's probably a good idea. to
Tim
buy
likes
gold.
collecting coins.
So
That's one
they'd
of
be
his little
about the
side
size
hobbies.
of a crown.
Yes.
If you can, if you can remember a
Yep.
crown,
Yeah. A double sovereign is about the size of a
5
crown.
shilling. Yeah.
Is that what Tim's telling you he's doing when he's sitting on the street corner with a cup in his hand, collecting coins?
Do what?
Yeah, a little polystyrene cup.
Just collecting coins, sir.
Hmm.
On a street corner, collecting coins. Never mind.
Yeah. Any
Well,
loose change?
Who are you talking to?
You spare some loose change.
Yeah, Tim likes to collect coins.
It's some side hobby he has. He actually likes looking for coins that are
I
messed
said
up.
when he's sitting on a corner holding a cup in his hand.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear what you said because you kind of broke up. So
Yeah,
Funny
he
anymore.
also likes handling pans. You are about as slow to catch that joke as Tim is to catch every other joke.
I didn't hear what he said. He broke up and I couldn't hear what he was saying.
Down doesn't believe you.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I got distracted. I was in the middle of doing something.
There you go. I sent it.
All right, so I need to copy this.
Did you send an email?
Yeah, I did. I sent
Okay.
an email with an
It
attachment.
might take a minute. Let me see here. Yeah, give it a few minutes. So every time you send me an email, it takes a couple minutes. Oh no, came right through this time.
Should I take one out of the plastic thing? I can take it out of the plastic thing. I'm not a coin collector. Like I say, I just collect it because it's worth money.
Here we go.
A good photo. View the size. It's quite a big size.
2015.
Balcony. You see, you've got that chair.
Lovely coins though.
Yeah, but they don't blow it.
Is that a commemorative one of some sort?
This is what a gold coin sounds like. Glass table.
Yeah, I can hear it.
I can't. I can't. Anyway, the funny part of my story was they were all those coins were in the same drawer. That tells me that someone used a roll of dimes that were all silver, which means somebody probably passed away in the family and
And
didn't know what
they saw a roll of dimes and didn't know it was a.
There was an old guy that used to come in Walmart all the time, electronics department. When he'd be shopping, he'd always come back there to check out, and he would always use $2 bills.
Yeah,
he'd always come
get
in
those
with
at the track.
Yeah, he'd always come in with a shitload of $2 bills and pay with $2 bills.
Yep, that guy was going to the track.
Shut up, Justin.
Oh, for God's sake!
What is that? What
After-
they pay bets out at the tracking?
You do realise
$2.
that when that airplane lands in America, they're all going to shoot to kill.
No, they're not.
They
Yeah,
are. They're all going to be like, "This is payback for all their messages." Oof.
Yeah, at the track is the only time you normally see $2 bills.
I must admit, I didn't even know you had $2 bills.
Most people, a lot of Americans don't know we have $2 bills. Because
I
they're
have several.
Well, we have £2 coins.
Yeah,
Well,
we
they
do.
go
So why
up.
don't they have
we never
$2
u-
bills?
We never used to have £2 notes.
Whenever you try and pass it off to a millennial, they'll look at it like you're a counterfeiter.
You know we have £5 coins as well.
We have £5 coins as well now, as well.
You're right there.
Notes, yeah.
My wife thinks they're lucky, so she gives whenever I get a new wallet, I get one is folded up and stuck in one of the folds of the wallet for luck. Yeah.
Oh, you've always got to give money in a wallet for luck, yeah. Mind you, over here, it's usually like a 10p piece or something daft.
Penny.
Mm.
I like stuff.
Then Justin a picture of my lunch and he didn't answer it back.
What are you wanting to do?
Actually, I answered you on the panel about 5 minutes ago.
I weren't up there.
What up there?
I said, "Ooh, Laura's having sushi for lunch." I said, "He looks good."
That's only because
You guys ate the same dinner last night.
I love sushi.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious.
Yes, they
I
did.
see.
Justin and Laura had the same meal.
Same
Especially-
meal last night.
Especially if you want to get some quick, fast sushi from Publix. Publix has some good sushi.
Oh, yeah.
Justin, Laura said, "What you having for dinner tonight?"
Honestly, I don't know right now.
It looks like you are having the same.
Because I don't know what I'm having.
I'm having the rest of the chicken I bought last night.
I'm gonna have a better
Oh
pizza.
yeah, that's Bill's got a $2 bill. Pretty crisp
Yeah.
too.
Oh, okay.
Why are you calling Bill $2?
This
it was
is
folded up
$2
in my-
because it's worth
$2.
$2.
Yep.
No, you said
It's literally
I
got
have
a
a-
number 2 on it.
Yep.
Why are you calling him $2?
Oh,
bill?
don't show them that, Bill. You're going to give the Brits PTSD. That was the
Yeah.
signing of the Declaration.
Yeah, I think it is somewhere in the safe over here, but it's so packed full of stuff I don't want to dig for it. I've got a
No, no,
$5
no.
silver
Is
certificate.
he in bed?
I don't know. Ask him.
I said my uncle sold a $1,000 bill like 15 years ago and got 40-some thousand dollars from it because it was some rare one he inherited from his mother-in-law.
I think I saw one on porn, that porn thing. You know, Las Vegas porn shop thing, whatever it's called. Someone came in with a certificate, pretty much what Don just mentioned. A certificate to a promise to pay in gold or silver or something.
Yes, you had silver and gold certificates, and you
Yeah.
could take it back in the day. You could take that bill in and redeem it for the equivalent in hard currency, gold or silver. So silver certificate, I could have taken it back and taken it in when we're still on the gold and silver standards. I could get taken it in and gotten $5 worth of silver.
Now, is it still worth
It's
something?
still only worth
Yeah,
$5
it's
for
still
silver.
worth at least $5.
Okay. I've
What's
never
that?
had any certificates, so I wasn't sure how that
Your
worked.
audio's off, Joe. There you go.
So
I
it's
was
not
given a
quite
card
as good
the
as
other
having a $5 silver.
So did anybody take notice on the $2 bill?
That's double eagles.
Yeah. I said, don't give the
$2.
Brits PTSD you were showing on the Declaration.
If there's 2 eagles, does that mean it's been wrongly stamped?
No.
No,
No.
this was a
Meant to-
tribute they did. It's all silver.
No, now if you get a coin or a bill that's fucked up from the U.S. Mint, talking
Then
about
it's worth
big
something.
money.
You get big money.
I was given a business card the other day by this guy. His uncle does taxes, and he gave me this card, and I just glanced at it and shoved it in my notebook. I just pulled it out and realized up at the top, it's got a marijuana leaf up there. He specializes in cannabis accounting. That's a actual.
So it's a fancy term for money laundering.
No, he's an accountant, and and he'll help you out with your cannabis business. It's like,
Fair enough.
Well, there's more and more of those springing up every day.
you know, I wish I could get involved in some of it as far as promotion work. If I get a foot in on one of these growers around here.
What do you got there,
For
Joe?
commercials, yeah.
That's Trump's mugshot graded cards.
Yeah, if you can get in at ground floor level, that's only going to go up, isn't it?
Yeah, they graded 10.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I paid like $8 a piece for them, and they selling now for like $49 a piece.
Sweet.
I got 5, so I'm waiting for him if he gets elected again. If they go up.
So that's his graded mugshot.
A graded mugshot card.
Thomas Jefferson, by the way.
Do what, Bill?
Thomas Jefferson is on a $2 bill.
I can't tell what Bill's saying.
He's saying Thomas
Bill Double.
Jefferson's on the $2 bill.
Yeah.
Was that the business card, Don?
Huh?
It looked more like a bank card.
What?
Yeah, it's just a business card, yeah.
That
Yeah,
Yep.
it's just
paper. But I need to send this guy a proposal and sign it as a cannabis accountant videographer.
Well, why don't you
I
get up with-
specialize in doing videos for cannabis accountants.
Well, why don't you get up with him and try to get some contacts through him about doing that? I mean, that might be a good way to go.
JD.
Ask him to ask around and see if anybody wants to do some promotional work. You can get some nice close-up shots of the plants.
And my son gave me this one. That's a 2021 silver dollar. He gave me that one. I got it because I gave him his first salute. And the tradition in the Marines is when you give the person the first salute, the officer has to give the person who gives the salute a dollar, silver dollar.
Got to have a word with Blind Neil, Don. He grows his own.
Oh, he's Canadian. The Canadians took marijuana and just fucking ran with it.
Right.
Oh, yeah, you were a lot bigger in that picture, huh?
Yeah, 50 pounds. I looked at that picture and I said, okay, I'm stopping eating ice cream and cake and cookies and I'm losing weight.
And yet we watched him 3 days in a row eat a king cake on a live stream.
Yep.
Hey.
You know how much butter's in one of those things?
As a matter of fact, I don't think we've seen him eat anything healthy on a live stream.
Joe, go get a carrot. We want to watch you eat a carrot.
I ate butter beans and rice and chicken yesterday. So, hey.
Fried chicken?
Oh, that was turkey yesterday, actually. It was
Okay.
turkey breast that I had it was frozen.
I had fried chicken, potato wedges, and corn on the cob.
That's
Now,
not
today
bad.
is a different
Bad
story.
little dinner. And then last night you were eating something with a bunch of hot sauce. How'd your
That was
stomach
a
feel
butter
this
beans
morning?
and turkey and rice.
Yeah, how'd your stomach feel this morning?
Stomach felt good this morning.
It was last night, wasn't it?
Last night around midnight, I was
He
kicking
was
my
laying
ass.
in the bed. Fuck you, Justin. Oh.
I was sitting up on the top of the side of the bed saying, bitch. Took a couple antacids about midnight. Sat there, my son comes walking in and he looks at me and I said, hot sauce. That's all it is. Hot sauce, indigestion.
Oh, dude, antacids, man, they work for about 30 seconds like fucking Orajel. You got a sore tooth, yeah, it works for about 30 seconds, and that shit wears off, and you got to use it again.
Well, the issue wasn't the hot sauce on the first plate. Is that after I got off the stream, I was watching donation, I was still kind of hungry. So I went and made a second plate and doused it again.
Oh, fuck.
The second plate got it.
Well, I thought I'd show support for Paul today. When I went shopping, I bought a litre of ice cream.
You're only supporting Paul as you send it him.
You can see how much I used yesterday.
Only £1.30 for a litre.
You guys got the big, massive tubs of
No,
ice cream over there?
It's more than a litre. It's
Yeah, they got those here.
It's a gallon, isn't it?
Yeah, a gallon size.
1 3/4 litres.
Yeah, we got the big gallon
Yeah.
ones too. You can get.
Yeah, it costs £1.30 for a gallon tub of vanilla ice cream.
And it'll be nice and soft the first day you open it, and then the next day you're fucking in there
Yeah,
trying to get it.
You got to have you one of those scoops that you put your hand on and it generates the heat down into this thing, and then it just comes right out.
Yeah, I had one of those before.
my problem with ice cream is I tend to get the gallon tub and a spoon.
I remember Thrifty's.
Eat it straight from the tub.
I remember Thrifty's grocery store back in the day was kind of known for their ice cream that they had, and they did the big cylinder scoops. They had that
Yeah.
big cylinder scoop. They would shove it down in there, and it would pull out this big old round scoop like that, and they plop it on top of the cone.
On top of the cone, yeah. That's the way our ice cream vans used to work.
Yeah, they're not
There was a point back in I think it was 79, 80, that I was probably in the best shape of my life. The Marine Corps jumped on me about weighing 196 pounds and I couldn't, and I fit the body weight, but I fit the body weight with the personal appearance and with the body fat. I was within like 3%. I was 3% body fat, so I could actually stay the weight. But I said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm not playing football anymore right now. I'm gonna go ahead and lose some weight. So I went out and I started running and I started doing everything, and I wound up getting down to about 158 pounds. And I was 158 pounds, and I was feeling so good. And I was watching what I ate, and I had a diet I was on, a perfect diet I was on. And then I started eating ice cream, and I could eat a half a gallon of ice cream every night, and my weight never changed.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Half a gallon. Fuck,
I was
that's a
eating
lot
a
of ice
half a
cream.
gallon of ice cream a night. I was sitting there. It was Creole cream cheese. I loved it, and I'd eat it, and I'd say,
Jesus.
"Oh, some more." And I'd look up, and I'd be empty. And the next day, I'd go buy one, and I started eating it. After about a month of eating it, I got tired of eating it, so then I stopped. But it never fluctuated my weight one bit because of the metabolism.
Sugar
Yeah,
is a drug.
I've got to be careful because I can eat a full gallon if I start eating it.
Oh, you should try some honey, Donald.
Yeah.
It was funny yesterday. He's like, I don't eat sugar.
What's your flavor, Mark?
Oh, clotted cream ice cream. Kelly's.
Potted cream. What the hell is that?
Clotted.
Clotted cream. You don't know clotted cream?
Well,
like
do
the
we
cream
have a
cheese.
different? Okay. So it's like a cream cheese ice cream. Right?
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not a cream cheese. It is just like a cream made out of sour milk, but it's a solid cream rather than a liquid.
Yeah, that's what the Creole cream cheese here is. It's clotted, and the way they make it, it comes out like it's milky, but it's got that sour creamy taste to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had
It's what
a
we put
bakery
on
here,
scones
Mackenzie's
with
used to make
jam
it.
for afternoon tea. It's a Devon tea or Cornish. Is it Cornish or Devon? Michael, is it Cornish or Devon?
He muted himself. I
think-
think he's doing something.
I think it's Cornish, Cornwall.
Hold on, British drink tea? Never knew that.
Do we?
We had a drugstore.
No,
here,
there is a difference between drinking tea and afternoon tea.
Oh, Cool Cat just typed in the chat both.
Devon and Cornwall. Right.
Yeah, we had a drugstore like CVS here, Katz and Bestoff, K&B's. It was a brand name, and they used to do all. I mean, they used to do everything from whiskeys. You could get K&B whiskey, everything, anything you could think of, and they had ice cream, and their ice creams were probably the best. That they actually Seal Test, one of the big distributors, used to make it for them, and they had the Creole cream cheese and that one. I mean, that's the one I used to eat. And now they're no longer in business. You can't even find it anywhere unless you go to Bluebell, and then you're gonna pay $6 for half a gallon. It's ridiculous. $7 for half a gallon.
Well, this at £1.30 is just ordinary vanilla ice cream. If you want it flavoured, strawberry, chocolate, or Neapolitan, which has all three flavours,
right,
or anything else like that, you then at least double the price.
Yeah, I just get the plain vanilla, and then I douse it with caramel or chocolate, and that's enough for me. But then, like I said, I don't even eat it that much anymore.
I love a good vanilla bean ice cream.
Yeah.
When you got the little beads in there, little vanilla beads.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. That's the only thing I drink at Starbucks because I'm not a coffee drinker. I always get the vanilla bean. It's really good.
What, so like a vanilla flavoured coffee?
No, no, I don't drink coffee. It's like it's
Oh, is
just
it a
like a vanilla bean shake. It doesn't have any
Alright.
coffee or anything in it. Because I
It's
don't
just
drink
milk.
coffee. Yeah, I don't like coffee. Yes,
Have
Sarah.
have you tried the bubble tea?
Okay, I can. I'll take out 2 rolls of hamburger meat. Do what?
Have you tried bubble tea?
Never even heard of it.
Yeah, it's weird.
In it?
Yeah, it's weird.
I bought some coffee ice cream by mistake one day, Waypoint, because I thought it looked really good. I didn't realize it was coffee ice cream, and I went to bite into it. I was like, oh, God.
Oh, it tastes gorgeous. Oh, shut up.
It just had a really good, like, visual appeal to it. When I looked at it, I was like, oh, that looks good.
A nice light brown color.
Didn't realize it was coffee, and I freaking bit into it. I was like, oh, that's disgusting.
Going out. Go on. Oh. All week today they've drained a quarter of a pint of blood out of my arm.
Oh, Matt answered me back, Donald.
No, I wasn't listening.
No, I said, I messaged Matt earlier. I said, what are you doing when Murray is live? I said, Donald's ripping into you, LOL. And he sent a message back and he said, most little bitches do that when I'm not around. He'll kiss my ass if I was on the panel.
Tell him I did say, no, that's not fair because he isn't here to come back at me.
Why'd Waypoint put coffee ice cream as
Hi, Brian.
Now I want coffee ice cream.
I think my all-time favorite ice cream flavor is pistachio.
Oh,
That's good.
pistachio is pretty good, yeah.
I used to manage a Baskin Robbins years back, and the flavor that I loved the most was the peach Melba. It was peach ice cream with a raspberry swirl.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so good.
Let's see. Why is it that 2 seconds after they go out, they want to come back in again? Sure.
Yeah, the Baskin Robbins butter pecan and that coffee ice cream was good too.
What's the ice cream that has all the Ben and Jerry's? That's the one with all the weird names for the ice creams.
Yeah, it's too political for me.
Yeah, that those owners are fucking weird. I'll tell you that. That is good ice cream though.
Never had it. It was always that political that stopped me. I wouldn't buy it.
Häagen-Dazs is about the most expensive ice cream you can buy.
What's the real fancy one? It's the one with the cow on it. That one's pretty expensive. Is it Bell ice cream?
Bell, yeah, Blue
That
Bell.
that's a little pricey. It's not too bad though.
Eat all you want. We make more.
One of my friends, when I was his grandpa, he lived with his grandparents because his parents weren't around when he was a kid. But his grandpa worked for Blue Bunny and always had he had a deep freezer in his house, an actual Blue Bunny deep freezer, just full of ice cream. Oh, dude, we used to mow down all the time over at his house, dude. He had like every kind of Blue Bunny ice cream there was in there. But he had a legit Blue Bunny ice cream machine like you would see at a gas station that you would open up to get ice cream out of. And it was just full of all different kinds of ice cream.
That was like when I was manager at Baskin Robbins. I used to make the ice cream sandwiches, and my dad loved them. And if you opened up the freezer, we always had 5 or 6 packs of them with 5 of them in it.
What's up, Tim?
Tim. But I used to, my killer was, I used to get the French vanilla ice cream, throw a couple of scoops of French vanilla ice cream in there, and then I'd do the hot fudge. And I'd load the hot fudge about halfway up the first scoop, And then all the little nuts and everything and whipped cream. Boy, I'd load that thing up, and that was my downfall.
I like using the chocolate shell when you put the ice cream on and then you dump it on there and it hardens up instantly from the cold. That stuff's
But
really good.
the thing I found had the best taste to it was the French vanilla ice cream, which make it a chocolate shake out of French vanilla ice cream. And you use the chocolate syrup, but you use the French vanilla, and boy, it did come out nice.
Stay Tuesday.
Today is Tuesday.
Tuesday all day. I've got no games this week. I've got to finish that project that I still don't even look at. I got to break down and do it. I want to go fly the drones today.
Yeah.
I got banquets on Saturday and Sunday. I got to drop off pictures. That's the only thing I've got to do. And then I've got to pick up pictures at Walmart.
Right. US fashion brand. Ted Baker's gone into administration.
Yeah, I haven't bought Ben and Jerry's in a long, long time. I haven't had that in forever.
I'm right there with you, Cool Cat. That's how I feel.
Yeah, they started coming out with the like real crazy ass beliefs back in like 2020. They really got on the political bandwagon then.
They got a local, I can't remember what the name of it is. It's a New Orleans brand that is in Walmart over here. And I think a pint costs like $7. It's crazy.
See that Indian tribes doing them? The are talking about their land being on their tribal land.
What was that, Bill? You're breaking up really bad. You're real muffled.
Muffled.
So your mother.
That's better.
Heard that. Heard that.
Now it's worse.
Yeah, it's like he's got a bad connection.
Hello.
Yeah,
Can
well,
I hear?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, I was using a Bluetooth speaker to hear you guys on my phone.
Oh yeah, you're way clearer now. You sound a lot better.
How you doing?
Now we won't laugh about you.
Ben and Jerry, they were coming. You know, they're coming out with all this political woke baloney, and then apparently their plant is on some Indian tribal land or something like that. So they're because they're talking about. I'm going to look it up. It's an interesting story. You know, they say, well, why don't you just give up your plant back to the Indian tribe that used to own this land? And there were some tribal leaders that said, yeah, why don't you? And they're considering a lawsuit. They won't. They won't even.
Oh yeah, it's like when you question the politicians that want to ban guns. Well, what about your security? You don't need security. Then, oh no, that's different. Yeah, okay. It's okay for you to have armed security protecting your ass, but you're telling people they can't protect themselves. Or it's just like when you know, the whole wall situation down at the border. It's like, well, why do you have a 15-foot fence around your house? To keep people out. You know? Who was that? Was that Pelosi's husband that dude ran up in their house and pulled a knife on him? I think that was Pelosi's husband, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In California.
Beat him with a hammer or something like that.
Yeah, it was a hammer. I think, yeah, beat him with a hammer. Hit him across the head or something.
Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I just looked it up. Ben and Jerry's, right on their website, are the U.S. was founded on stolen indigenous land. This July 4th. I mean, this is their political stance about stolen indigenous land. Right. So after they did that, An indigenous tribe wants Ben and Jerry's to return stolen land. Reportedly, the land is home in South Burlington, Vermont, once belonged to the Abenaki Nation. So okay. If you're follow your convictions, you think the U.S. should give back stolen indigenous land. I mean, that's what they're saying.
Well, if
Ben
that's the
and Jerry's
case, they
demands Ben and Jerry's demands return of stolen native land. Okay.
well, if that's the case, Bill, they shouldn't even operate in the U.S. Move somewhere else, right?
So
They say that,
Bill,
but like I said, there's an indigenous tribe from where their plant, from
Right.
where their factory is.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Their
saying.
plant, or whatever you call it.
So
Saying,
Bill,
okay,
what you're
fine.
saying is saying don't buy their stock right now, right?
I just don't support them as a company if you don't believe.
Yeah, I don't support them anyway.
I was never a big fan. Their ice cream's good. I've had it, but you know what? To spend that kind of money for quality ice cream, there's quality ice creams for half the price out there. Donald,
Yeah, I'll stick-
you're muted.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
Blue
I'll
Bunny's
s-
pretty good.
Yeah, I'll
Bunny
stick
is
with
good.
Walmart vanilla bean.
You know, I mean, Breyers is actually good. It's
Briar's is good.
Oh, the second season gets even better, Tim. Just hold on to your hat, man.
want to pay for designer ice cream, whatever. Get Haagen-Dazs.
And there, of course, is a difference between stolen land and conquered land. I don't know what the difference is, but I think it's depending on who it was conquered by.
Well, Don, the point being is that was way before there was any documented ownership of anything.
No.
Well, and the Indian tribes stole land from each other far long before we came along.
Well, they used to just go kill each other. They didn't claim they didn't put a tomahawk in the ground and says we claim this land.
I you know, it's interesting you should say that because that's a pretty good legal argument. I didn't steal that car. I conquered it.
You're right.
But
It's an interesting legal argument.
My whole point, my whole argument, though, is how many generations have to go by before it's like that's just the past. We can't change it.
Never.
It's done and over with.
None. One.
There's a lot of money to be
Matter.
made on the grievance market.
Reparation.
Oh, I agree with you on that. That's
a lot of the people
The
who
world is that way. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. People have been migrating and conquering and taking. I mean,
yeah.
There are people who call for reparations who would hate for reparations to take place because they would get as much money as they do for calling for reparations. True.
And reparations for what? You were born and raised here, and you live here, and you reap the benefits of living in this country. So, what reparation are you talking about?
Yeah,
And they're going back in their family tree to my great grandfather. You know, deserves
and
deserves.
Well, it's like if my great grandfather was a rapist, that has nothing to do with me.
That's right.
Same thing. You can't claim that I'm a rapist because he was.
Yeah, the whole thing is so cloudy and so it's all about
I want reparations from Scandinavia for what they did to Ireland,
cashing in.
the Vikings.
Yeah, it's like Donald said. There's a lot of money in victimization, pretty much. And half the crap that people are fighting for over here, if they went to half the countries overseas, you get killed for. So why not go over there and fight the cause over there? You know?
Like I said, shouldn't the Irish demand reparations from Scandinavia, from the Viking invasions, the rape and torture and conquering that they did? I mean, you know, I want reparations. Because 1,000 years ago, you motherfuckers.
I mean, let's be honest. If reparations was the thing, England would be paying out the ass. Because they probably took more land than any country. I mean, what didn't they say at one point that the sun never set on the English Empire? The amount of land you guys had?
None of us sit on the Union Jack.
Yeah, I think you used to say that.
I mean, you guys conquered a lot of land back in the day. Plus,
Yeah,
you had
left it
the
better-
English
left it better than
colonial.
when they found it. They built schools, they built hospitals, they built infrastructure and roads. They left it better than they found it.
Well, I mean, think about all the European
modern
colonial
medicine.
wars back in the day. It was nonstop all the time. People taking and fighting all the time.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, England formed America.
Well, don't go that far, Mark.
Australia.
Yeah, that's true, though.
Well, Australia was a penal colony.
Yep.
He said penal.
Botany Bay. Yep.
Rebuilt India after we'd blown it to pieces.
Well, the question I have is, and I'm not all that good on geography as far as I know where things are, but how did Pakistan become separate from India?
War.
Pakistan's always been separate from India. It's just next to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got Pakistan on this side of India and Pakistan on that side of India.
No, you don't.
What?
No, Pakistan's only in one place. You've got Hindustan, Bangladesh, Kurdistan, Uzbekistan. You've got rather a lot of them, and they're all next to India.
I mean, they just fight over the ownership of Kashmir. I mean, that's aside from that, they're two separate countries, Paul.
I mean, India and China is still fighting over their border. Have you seen the bitch fights that their militaries get into on the border? They're hitting each other with sticks and shit. You know, they actually.
That was Shogun.
No. Like, what was it, a year or two ago? They got
Mhm.
into it on the border, and like there was like 100 of each one, and they were fucking fighting with sticks and rocks and shit. Like 3 of them got killed. They were all beating the shit out of each other with sticks and rocks.
Yeah, it does happen. I mean, they are short of guns over there.
India and China do not like each other. That's why India does a lot of, even though they're not technically a ally, they do a lot of training with the U.S. military over there. But they're not really designated as an ally.
Who isn't an ally? India?
They're not officially designated as one.
They,
But as much as they hate China, they're definitely a future.
Yeah,
They're
actually,
definitely an ally.
they have good relations. As good as they can.
I mean, let's face it, 90% of the neighbors around China don't like them.
One of the problems China
thing-
has is the fact that India would support the United States if there was a conflict and shut down the China Sea there, so they wouldn't be able to. If that were to happen, they wouldn't be able to get goods and services that they depend on. Their supplies that they depend on from that waterway is because of India.
Right.
What I'm
Yeah.
concerned about, though, is the Maquis making inroads into Cardassian territory.
Yeah, but the Kardashians have got their own television series, so
Exactly, Tim. Every country has been settled by conquering that said country.
that's it. I mean, Kim Kardashian's going to take over the world.
West Pakistan East.
What? I didn't even know that. Is that really a thing?
That's what it says.
Maybe that was an old map from maybe long ago.
Well, I remember something in my past about East Pakistan, West Pakistan.
Well,
but
maybe
they're
it was.
they're connected to each other, so it's still the same country.
No,
Well, no, that does show India in the middle,
that's
but
India in the middle.
maybe that's from 500 years ago or something. too. Like that might be from a long time ago. Because I mean, the borders over there have changed so much over just even in the past 100 years. The borders have changed a lot, especially in like the Middle East and stuff.
I think if you look at a modern day map, they might have two different names now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That must
I
be
think
from long ago in history.
What you're looking at is Bangladesh.
Oh, I'm muted. I didn't realize I was muted.
That
Down
could
in
well
Bangladesh.
be. Bangladesh and Pakistan have been at loggerheads with each other for years.
The Bangladesh Liberation War in 1971 resulted in the secession of East Pakistan as the People's Republic of Bangladesh. So,
Okay, so Paul
that
was
hasn't been a
right.
current map since 71.
Okay.
But Paul was right. It did exist at some
It did
point.
exist.
So, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. I thought Pakistan was just one section. But
It
yeah.
is. But
Well,
now, yeah.
I knew that Pakistan and Bangladesh were, well, they hate each other basically, but I didn't know that Bangladesh used to be
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
part of Pakistan. Because a friend of mine who's Bangladeshi, his dad used to be a bank manager for the Bank of Pakistan in Manchester.
Yeah,
and
well, it looks
got
like it was
sacked
only since
because-
1955. So
He got sacked because he was he got sacked because he was Bangladeshi working for the Bank of Pakistan.
So East Pakistan existed for less than 20 years.
Okay.
Mhm.
So what, they like invaded and took it over and then they had a revolution type thing? It's kind of what seems like what it might have been.
I was just pulling back from my old man memory that I remembered in East Pakistan and West Pakistan.
Well, like I said, you were
Well,
right. It was
remember,
a thing.
Paul? Yeah.
Yeah, he was right.
It probably was when you were in school.
Back when I was in school, yep.
Well, back when you were supposed to be in school, you know, whatever you were.
I mean, I didn't go to grammar school until 1971, and that was when we first started with history lessons. So I guess it just wasn't important at the time.
So
Now,
does
I graduated
grammar
high school
school?
in 1970.
Yeah, does grammar school teach you how to make cookies and put doilies underneath everything? And
Oh no, we didn't have things like cooking. No, we were actually taught by a mixture of ordinary teachers and priests.
so grandmas and grandpas.
Because it was a Catholic grammar. Grammar school is just a secondary school where you had to pass an exam to get into it.
I'm just giving you crap.
Uh-huh.
We call grammar school a grade school. That's usually
Grade.
around like 1 through 6.
Grammar school
one
is
through
from
six.
from the age of 11 to
Yeah, it's
That-
1 through 6.
16, and then
Junior high school is around.
to do A levels.
Yeah, it used to
Junior
be
high was 7th and 8th.
7th and 8th, and high school was the last
Oh.
4 years.
Because my school was kindergarten through 5th and then 6th through 8th and then 9th through 12th.
And we have
Depends on the
nursery
size of the
school, which is 2 till 4.
So
Then
Justin,
primary school, which
No,
is
I-
from
in high school,
5
in high
until
school, you didn't
11.
have freshmen. Did they call them freshmen in your junior high school when they got to 9th grade? Were 9th graders called freshmen, even
Yeah.
though they were at a different school? How are they freshmen when they're the oldest kids in the school?
No. What I'm saying is when I went to school, it was kindergarten through 5th grade. Then
Okay.
you went to middle school, which was 6th through 8th. And then you went to high school 9th through 12th.
Okay. See,
But
that's when,
now a lot of schools are actually starting to combine middle schools and elementaries together in one school. They're just separated within the school.
infantilizing our kids. Junior high school is where you learn how to straighten up, and you're going to go to high school, and things going to be different. You have to go to your classes, and you have to do this, and yeah.
It
So
depends
what's
on the
high
si-
school?
It depends on the
15,
size of the
16,
school
and
district.
17?
How many
Yeah,
kids
like right. See, like my school, after I was out of high school, they switched it. We used to have the middle school had their own school and then the elementary, but then they combined them. But they were on the same campus, but they were still separated campuses. You get what I'm saying? Like the elementary had no contact with the middle school. They were just on the same campus together.
So is your high school 15, 16, and 17?
15,
Yeah.
16, 17, 18.
And it can depend
Around.
on what you,
Depends
yeah,
on when you were born.
that's average.
Mm.
There's some kids that graduate at 17 because they might have
Mhm.
fell back on a certain year, starting kindergarten.
Oh,
is
our
their birthday.
secondary
Or Justin
school-
graduated
You-
when he was 19. So
You start senior
Good
year when
luck.
you're 17.
I mean, 17 and 18 was sixth form over here, which is after you'd done your O levels. You did O levels at 16 if you were at grammar school, or GCSEs if you were at an ordinary secondary school. And then 17 and 18, you did your A levels, which were to get your grades to get into university.
So when did they teach you how to apparate?
You learn that from being born.
Okay. I thought you had to take special classes to learn how to apparate so you don't get splinched.
And our high school actually had a class where we actually had a bunch of like 20, 25-year-olds because they would have a so if you wanted to go back to school to get your high school diploma,
Those
they
are the ones that
actually
Like your GED.
got back.
no, it was instead of a GED, it was your actual diploma. You could go back to our high school actually had 2 classrooms that were dedicated to the older kids, but they were still on the campus with us.
Yeah, those aren't older kids. Those are adults.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
That is
Which
something that we don't have in our system,
But
where
but-
you have to get a certain grade to transgress into the next year up, or you get held back a year because you don't get the grades.
actually,
Well,
I
they do that here
Doesn't
too.
happen here. You just automatically go up every year and take the exams at the end of it. If you fail them, you fail them.
I'm pretty sure it was like that up till who was it? Bush that signed the No Child Left Behind Act or something. And then you had to have a certain grade average to be able to move on to the next grade. Because they used to do that
It was
too. where
always
they-
that way, Justin.
No, it was always that way. You always
Well,
got
what-
held back.
What was the No
always
Child
got
Left
held back
Behind
if you-
Act then?
No, that had nothing to do with anything.
That was to put in testing, and it involved funding for schools,
Oh,
Right.
and you had to
That
maintain a certain
dictated-
graduation graduation rate.
Wait. It's like you're too
that
fat to
dictated
move
the
on
amount
to
of
the next
funding the
one.
school would, it dictated the amount of funding the school would get. Getting
Oh,
left
okay.
behind is something that's always been there. You should
Yeah.
know that.
I never got held back.
Justin was so smart; they asked him to stay in 7th grade for another year to help the other kids.
I never got held back. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it just doesn't happen here.
I got held back, but that's just because one of my teachers had a crush on me.
Was that Dazed and Confused?
Was it because you had a twin brother and you were just confusing everybody, so they had to put you in different grades?
They did make us stay in different classes.
What he doesn't, what he's not telling you is that was in 3rd grade.
I just realized why I've been being cut out. I have a fan running right next to this thing. When I lay in bed, I have a fan running. It's literally like 8 inches away from the screen. I bet you it sounds fine now.
So, Bill, you're not feeling good, or?
I'm fine. I'm better now. It wasn't real bad. I mean, the highest my temp got was 101.6.
It's not too
So-
bad.
Oh, that's all right. That microphone is a little bit more tinny than your usual one.
Well, this is my cell phone.
All right.
laying in bed.
98.6, it's good to have you back again. Oh, hey, 98.6.
Well, guys, I think I'm gonna call it. We've been on there for quite a while. Everybody have a great afternoon. Thanks for stopping in, Uncle Bill and Mark and Cool Cat Michael and Donald, of course. Always
Thanks for
Mr.
having us.
Entertainer. And Joe, take care, my friend. And Justin, we'll see you later.
All right.